Tuesday Night Hoops presented by Krieger Ford. You're looking live at Westerville North High School here in Westerville, Ohio, where tonight your Warriors take on Anthony Kalo and Olentangy Orange in the lone meeting of the year with the Pioneers. Hi, everybody. It's Rick Cooper, the voice of the Warriors. It's great to have you with us here tonight here on the Westerville North Sports Network. Westerville North basketball is presented all season long by Krieger Ford, 1800 Morse Road in Columbus, home of the Krieger commitment. Best cars, best people, and peace of mind. Shop at KriegerFord.com today. We welcome you to the North Star Family Dental pregame show as we count you down to tonight's Middlefield Bank opening tip. If you're looking for a new dental practice that you can trust with the health of your family, North Star Family Dental is the number one choice. They have been voted a top dental practice in Columbus by the Dispatch, and they were voted a neighborhood favorite by Nextdoor.com. Visit NorthstarFamilyDental.com to learn a lot more. Well, Westerville North comes in as the number 2 ranked team in all of Division II. The Pioneers from Orange are the number 8 ranked team in all of Division I. The Warriors won their 10th straight game this season and their 25th straight game in the league with an 81-60 win over Big Walnut on Friday night. The Warriors clinched their second consecutive outright league championship and their 11th league championship in school history. Olentangy Orange has won 11 of 13 games after starting the year 1-4. Many thought this would be a rebuilding year for the Pioneers after losing 4 starters, 7 key players, and 84% of their offense from last year's state championship team that finished 26-2. But somebody forgot to tell Anthony Kalo and the Pioneers that the big turnaround came with a 66-57 win against Hilliard Bradley back on January the 9th. They have won 10 of 12 games since that win against Hilliard Bradley. They have won 5 straight league games since that point, and right now they find themselves within a game of Hilliard Bradley, who is 7-2 or 7-1, I beg your pardon, atop the standings, and the Pioneers a huge road game this Friday night at Hilliard Bradley. Orange is coming off their biggest basketball weekend of the season. They hammered a 12-win Upper Arlington team by 22 on Friday night, and they handed a 17-win Olentangy team their first loss in the state of Ohio with a 47-42 win against the Braves on Saturday. The loss for Olentangy snapped a 10-game win streak. Yeah, their only other blemish, talking about John Fiesel and Olentangy, was a loss to a high school basketball team out of the state of Pennsylvania. Grant Miller really played well. 19 points, 2 rebounds, 7 of 8 from the field, and a perfect 3 of 3 from three-point range. The Pioneers are led on the perimeter by senior Trayton Schrader. He's an all-state football player in football, 2-time all-state selection. First team this year was an all-league hoops selection last year, and just recently decided he's going to play both of those sports at Ohio Dominican next season, and they are led in the front court by 6'9" Grant Miller and his 13.4 points per game. Miller really waited his turn behind guys like Devin Brown and Keegan Nupp last year and has really emerged in this his junior year with an offer already on the table from Jeff Bowles and Division I Ohio University. Orange handed Westerville North one of its 2 losses on the card a season ago. It was back on December 3rd of last year. 57-55 was the final. Westerville North led by 5 in the fourth quarter of that game. The Pioneers rallied back. They held it, tied at 55 with 34.7. They held it the entire 34.7, and Levi Davis, who is now an early enrollee at Ohio U as a future Bobcat quarterback, hit a 6-foot runner in the lane as time expired to give the Pioneers the dramatic 57-55 win, and it was a game North lost that one. They were 1-1, lost to Ignatius that Saturday, got to 1-2 and ran off 25 straight wins to get to the Division II state championship. Westerville North head coach Shan Trustley celebrated his 56th birthday on Monday, yesterday, and hopes to celebrate tonight with his 200th career win as the Westerville North head coach. It is Tuesday Night Hoops. It is presented exclusively by Krieger Ford, and we do say thanks to North Star Family Dental for sponsoring our pregame show, where you can get a free whitening with a new patient exam, cleaning, and x-rays. Call them at 614-682-6213 or learn more online at northstarfamilydental.com. We have a lot coming up on a jam-packed North Star Family Dental pregame show. We will introduce you to tonight's Chick-fil-A Polaris Parkway starting lineups. We'll compare these two teams statistically, tell you about a couple of the previous meetings, but when we come back, we check in with the 56-year-old head coach, the birthday boy, Shan Trustley, in year 37. We'll talk to him courtesy of Smile Doctors after this 60-second timeout, courtesy of State Street Advisors. It is Westerville North. It is Olentangy Orange, and there is only one place to watch it live tonight, and it's right here on the Westerville North Sports Network. Mark Kavanik and State Street Advisors is the official financial advisor sponsor of the Westerville North Sports Network. Conveniently located at 647 Park Meadow Road in Westerville, Mark Kavanik and State Street Advisors is ready to equip you with a comprehensive evaluation of your current financial state to assist you in planning for your future. State Street Advisors will help guide you in formulating a series of achievable steps that can help you reach your objectives. Mark Kavanik and State Street Advisors is the official financial advisor sponsor of the Westerville North Sports Network. Phone 614-895-2584 or visit statestreetadvisors.com to learn more. Mark Kavanik is an investment advisor representative offering securities and advisory services through Cetera Advisors, LLC, member FINRA, SIPC, a broker-dealer and registered investment advisor. Cetera is under separate ownership from any other named entity. State Street Advisors, wealth creation, preservation, and transfer. Tuesday Night Hoops presented by Krieger Ford, and a big one tonight. The defending Division I state champs, the defending Division II state champs, Olentangy Orange here at Westerville North, and Shan Trustley, gracious enough to talk a little bit of basketball with us. He appears courtesy of Smile Doctors. They provide great orthodontic care that's built on trust, experience, and outcomes. Smile Doctors, 5749 Maxtown Road in Westerville. They are the exclusive sponsor of our interviews with Coach Trustley all season long. And Coach, I know there's a lot of big games all over Central Ohio all season long, but it doesn't get much bigger than when the Division I and Division II state champs get together on a Tuesday night in Westerville, Ohio.
It's a special night because it doesn't happen often, where you have two teams from Central Ohio, one who won the Division I state championship the year before, and the other won the Division II state championship. So very rarely does that matchup happen the following season. So we're excited about that. We're excited that we get to play it at home, and I know the kids are looking forward to it because the kids know each other. The two schools are closely located, next to one another, just down the street from each other. So it should be a nice game tonight.
Kind of really a unique story. Olentangy Orange, they lose so much firepower. They're 1-4 early in the year. They grind out a win against Groveport on a Tuesday. We were there. 4 days later, they get a 19-point win against Bradley, and Anthony Kalos says it catapults their season, and they win 11 of their last 13.
They're really talented. They're really well coached. I know earlier in the year, Trey Schrader was out, and when he came back, he's sort of leading the charge. But they have so many other good players, kids who have experience. We really like Grant Miller, the 6'8" left-handed. I'm not going to call him a 5-man, but he does play a lot around the basket. But he's really skilled, and they have other kids who are very, very capable of scoring the basketball. And the thing that's most impressive about them is that their kids really like to defend.
What I'm not going to ask you if they've surprised you. I'm going to ask you what surprised you the most about what they've done to win 11 of 13. I think there were a lot of coaches, a lot of people that thought, boy, this is going to be a rebuilding year for Orange.
Just the way, they've attacked the season, because they did lose some games early on, and they did have some injuries, and their football team won a Division I state championship, so they got a late start. So they had a lot of things working against them, and they've really battled back, and they're sort of a reflection of their head coach. Anthony Kalo's really resilient, really determined, and I think you can see that in their kids.
You always focus on the big guys. When you look at a team, you mentioned Grant Miller, 6'8", 6'9", but maybe you also mentioned the guy that really makes them go is the smallest guy that's going to start tonight, Trayton Schrader, 5'10". Why is he so special? What are you most impressed with his game?
He's really instinctual. Like he finds the ball just like he did on the football field. Right. Like I follow football, and I know he had a bunch of interceptions.
23 of them for his career.
Yeah, so he finds the ball at both ends, offensively and defensively, and he's just surrounded by a bunch of other kids that understand, what Coach Kalo wants, and they go out and they execute it, and that's why they've won so many games lately.
I talked to Damien the other night. He was our player of the game. He was a great interview, by the way. It was fun to talk hoops with him, but you avenged that loss to Ignatius a couple of weeks ago, and this is a rematch of a game you lost 57-55 back on December 3rd. Last year when Levi beats the buzzer, you lost those two and didn't lose again. I got the impression from Damien that this one matters a little bit more because of, and I didn't know what the mindset would be. What say you? Does this have a little extra spice or a little extra value tonight?
When you throw in the fact that they're the defending, the defending Division I state champions, and we're the defending Division II state champions, that makes it special. The result last year, I'm sure, adds to that, and we haven't talked about it with the kids because we haven't had a lot of time to prepare. We played Big Walnut in a great game on Friday night. We gave the kids Saturday off. We practiced Sunday and Monday, and now we're here. We went through our regular routine. We went over scouting, watched film. There is a little extra added incentive, but I'm sure they're ready to play also.
Let's talk about your squad. Some milestones the last couple of days, mainly the 11th league championship in school history, an outright title with that win over Big Walnut, and just that game, your thoughts. It was 32-32 at halftime. I think you put, 49 on the board in the second half, 49-30. What was the difference in the final 16?
Defensively, we created a lot of offense with our defense, and we got out in transition and got some layups, which we needed at the time. Tip of the cap to Big Walnut. They played really good basketball. I thought Eli Stumpf was outstanding. I thought all their kids really played hard, and every time we played Big Walnut, it's an outstanding game. But I think our defense created a lot of offense for us. So I told the kids after the game, you never want to take cutting down a net for granted, because not everybody gets to do it. Yep. There are 7 teams in our league, and only one team gets to cut down the net. There are like 32 teams in the OCC. There are only going to be 5 schools that cut down the net. So we never want to take that for granted, but we don't want to be satisfied with that either. We can be happy, but we don't want to be satisfied.
Aaron Stump, I remember talking to him before the game. He said that you guys just wear them out, wear teams out physically, mentally. And I want to ask you about tonight and what that might look like. When I saw Orange play Groveport in that fourth quarter, they scored 2 points. There were 2 free throws by Trayton Schrader. That was all they could muster. They were physically exhausted against Lamont Hampton, who played 9 or 10 guys. Is that extra value? Is that a key tonight? Do you sense this is a team that you might be able to wear down even more?
Their kids are really, really tough, and so we need to be the best version of ourselves. And the best version of ourselves is getting out there, playing fast at both ends, trying to speed the opponent up, trying to get it from the defensive end to the offensive end as quickly as we can and score it so we can tag up and apply the pressure again. So, like I said, their kids are tough both mentally and physically, and we know our hands are full tonight.
Any special keys in dealing with Grant Miller?
Grant is capable of scoring at all 3 levels. I went to Olentangy Olentangy Orange on Saturday night, and he hit 3 big threes against Olentangy, stepping out to the arc, and then he also demonstrated the ability to finish around the basket. So he's a really tough matchup, and he really loves to run the floor. You know, we've seen in film, he gets out in transition, fills a lane, and finishes. So, you know, we have to be aware of it, where he is, and we have to have a body on him at all times.
What about offensively dealing with him? You saw Carson Scholl on Friday. Your guys were pretty fearless attacking 6'8". What's the message with 6'9" tonight?
We've got to take it at shot blockers. We have to take it at them. We have to get into their body. We have to get to the free throw line. And I think against Big Walnut, yes, they did block a lot of our shots, but we also got to the free throw line 17 times. And also, I think what it helped is it helped our rebounding a little bit, because when you get dribble penetration and you take it at a 6'8" kid, it sort of takes him out of the play once the shot goes up. And if it gets on the glass, gets on the rim, it gives us a chance to rebound the ball offensively. So we're going to take it at Grant, and Grant's probably going to get a few tonight, but we'll just live with that.
Coach, best of luck. Happy belated birthday as well.
Thank you. Thank you.
That is head coach Shan Trusley here on the North Star Family Dental pregame show. An interview brought to you by Smile Doctors in Westerville. Again, we say thanks to Dr. Chuck Reed and the rest of the team at Smile Doctors, where you can get personalized care that'll make you smile. Smile Doctors is a proud supporter of Warriors Athletics and Central Ohio high school sports. We'll take a break. The Chick-fil-A Polaris Parkway starting lineups are coming up next. And we are back here at Westerville North, the North Star Family Dental pregame show, as we count you down to the Middlefield Bank opening tip. Let's take a look at tonight's Chick-fil-A Polaris Parkway Polaris Fashion Place starting lineups. A big thank you to our friends at Chick-fil-A. A couple of brand new locations. The Sankis Boulevard location is now 1515 Polaris Parkway. We've got a new Westerville location at 680 Polaris Parkway, just west of Cleveland Avenue. 2 brand new locations, the same great chicken. Chick-fil-A, the exclusive sponsor of tonight's starting lineups. We will start with the visitors from Olentangy Orange. The point guard is Trayton Schrader. He's an Ohio Dominican football and basketball commit, played football for his uncle, Wes Schrader, on that state championship team. 12.3 points a game is second on this team. 5.7 rebounds is first. The team was 1-4 after he missed 3 of the first 5 games. They have been on a roll ever since, although he didn't shoot it well over the weekend. Talking about Schrader, 0 of 9 from three-point range. He was first-team All-State in football this year, third-team All-State in football last year, has a career high, a school record, I should say, 23 interceptions at Olentangy Orange. The 2-guard tonight is Xavier Aguila, 5'10 senior that played point guard when Trayton Schrader was out of the lineup early in the year. Anthony Kalo says, Rick, he's the strongest, toughest, and most physical guy we've got. 5'10 senior will wear number 24. He's averaging 8.7 points and 4 rebounds while shooting 40% from the field. The small forward tonight is Reed Wilson. He'll wear number 1. 6'3 senior is a 2-year varsity kid that appeared in 14 games a year ago as the 9th or 10th man on this team. Averaged 1.3 a year ago, 5.6 this year. Had 2 points on Friday in the win against Upper Arlington. No points, 3 rebounds on Saturday night in the win against Olentangy. Elijah Manley, the 6'3 senior, will wear number 3. He'll start at the 4. Was the best player on the JV team last year. First-year varsity kid, 4th on the team in scoring at 7 points a game. Shoots a team best 50% from three-point range. And Big Grant Miller, the lefty, will start at center, 6'8", 6'9", junior. 13.4 points a game, 4.4 rebounds, and a team best 66% from the field. 41-year-old Anthony Kalo, the Orange head coach, 14th season, 214 wins, 122 losses, a 64% winning percentage. 03 South grad, 07 Ohio State grad, was actually one of the basketball managers for Thad Mata at Ohio State. For Westerville North, the point guard tonight is Tyson Purdy. Perkins, a 2-year starter, 10.6 a game and 4.6 rebounds. The 2-guard is Elijah McCree, had 32 recently against Ignatius on 8 of 16 shooting from three-point range. Jacob Midhani will wear number 11. He'll start at the 3, 7.4 points and a 3.6 to 1 assist to turnover ratio. Big Tony Cornett, who's averaging 20 a game over his last 6 games, 15.4 points and 3.9 rebounds. He'll start at the 4, and the big man in the middle is Damian King, 6'4 junior, 8.3 points and a team best 5.4 rebounds. The head coach is 56-year-old Shan Trusley, a 10th grade English teacher, 88 North grad, 93 Otterbound grad, 13th year as the Warrior head coach, looking for his 200th win tonight. 199 wins, 107 losses. He wins at a clip of 65%. We'll take our final timeout. We throw the basketball up next. This is the Westerville North Sports Network.
You pay Social Security, you probably don't know all the facts about it, like where your money goes, or how much your Social Security protection is worth, or how old you'll have to be to get retirement benefits, or how much you'll receive when you're eligible. But there is one way to get all the facts, and that's by calling 1-800-772-1213 for the free booklet, Basic Facts About Social Security. That's 1-800-772-1213.
I let 6 of my employees go last year.
I let 5 employees go in 5 months.
In fact, just last week I let 3 go.
A lot of employers are letting their employees go to serve their country in the National Guard and Reserve. The Guard and Reserve has become more important than ever, making up 52% of our military force. So join the troops.
I haven't had to let any of my employees go, but when the time comes, I will.
Support your employees in the Guard and Reserve. A message from employer support of the Guard and Reserve and Ad Council.
Our mission is one of hope. Since 1896, every day of every year, Volunteers of America has been feeding the elderly, helping troubled youth, sheltering the homeless, and restoring hope to more than 1 million people a year. Find out what you can do. Call 1-800-899-0089 or visit volunteersofamerica.org.
National anthem means we're just about set to play basketball here at Westerville North. It is 2 state champions from a year ago, the Division I Olentangy Orange Pioneers, who won 26 times a year ago. They finished 26-2, and Westerville North, the Division II state champs that finished 25-2. Both of these teams have won 20 games or more in each of the past 3 seasons. That puts a wrap on the North Star Family Dental pregame show. Again, we say thanks to Dr. Christina Kulesa and the rest of the team at North Star Family Dental. Complete oral health may be their long-term goal, but North Star's immediate priority is patient comfort. They do their best to facilitate a relaxing and non-threatening office environment that you'll want to return to again and again. And we say thanks again to Chick-fil-A for sponsoring tonight's starting lineups. Tonight's opening tip in this basketball game is brought to you by Middlefield Bank. They're your locally owned financial partner, proudly serving Northeast, Central, and Western Ohio. They're a full-service community bank with a variety of banking and lending solutions. Learn more online at middlefieldbank.bank or stop in their new Westerville office at 450 Altair Parkway and see how MB can be your everything bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. Well, comparing these two teams statistically, North 73.8 a game. They give up 48.6. That's plus 25.2. Orange is at 55.3. They give up 49.2. That's plus 6.1. Pioneers 47% from the field. Their opponents 42%. North 48%. Opponents 41%. Warriors shooting 70% at the stripe with 15.7 a game. Olentangy Orange, Rick Cooper 66% with 13.2. 32 attempts a game. Westerville North, 99 of 304 on threes. That's 6.6 makes a game, 33%. Orange is also shooting 33% with 5.7 makes a game. Rebounding, critical tonight. Orange +2 on the year. Westerville North +4. The Pioneers dish out 11 assists a game. Trayton Schrader, 3.7 of them. Westerville North, 17 assists a game. Tyson Perkins, the team leader at 4.7. North, 14 steals, 10 turnovers. Anthony Kalo's bunch, 7 steals and 12 turnovers. Westerville North is forcing 20 turnovers a game, and Olentangy Orange is forcing their opponents into 13 turnovers. It'll be very interesting to see how Westerville North deals with big Grant Miller tonight. It is worth noting that in this game a season ago that Olentangy Orange blocked 9 Westerville North shots, so they had a definitive advantage around the rim last year with Keegan Nupp, Devin Brown, Ellis Apia, and definitely the biggest guy on the floor is wearing Olentangy blue and orange tonight. So it'll be Grant Miller that'll jump it up against Tony Cornett, and it's Anson Smith. We just saw him on a Friday night at Groveport Madison. The referee, 18 years. Lawrence Walden, the U1, 25 years, is underneath the basket, and Pat Hunter, closest to us on your screen, is the U2 with 17 years. And with those shoulders, I will not question any of Pat Hunter's calls tonight. This is Xavier Aguila. Aguila over to Trayton Schrader, kind of the floor leader. Underneath, good footwork, kind of leans and lunges and puts it in. Not only does he provide scoring, he's also their leading rebounder, leading assist man, leading stealer of the basketball. But I think more than any of that, he's just a guy that brings confidence and poise as they get Cornett going backdoor for 2. So Tony Cornett ties this game at 2 apiece. On some good action there. They get him going to the rim, backdoor, tied at 2, a minute in here on Tuesday Night Hoops, presented by Krieger Ford. Schrader out to Aguila, his rhythm 3, wide left, rebound Tony Cornett for Westerville North. Cornett to Tyson Perkins. Almost like a video game sometimes watching this guy is what Shan Trusley said. And he just threw it away. They don't do that on the video game, do they? Are there turnovers on passes on a video game? There are, Ricky Cooper says. Not on the old school games that I played as a kid. Double dribble, there were no turnovers, but Tyson off the mark there, trying to find Medhani. So the game's opening turnover. Still tied at 2. Trayton Schrader will hand it off here to Manley. Guarded tightly by, or make that Reed Wilson, I beg your pardon. Wilson wearing that mask to protect a previous injury. And they're going to call a jump ball between Damian King and Grant Miller. And the possession arrow is going to favor Westerville North. Medhani will bring it in right in front of the Westerville North student section. Good crowd here tonight, especially on the north side. On a Tuesday night, warmest weather we've had in a month. Underneath, Damian King challenged at the rim by Reed Wilson, who got a piece and then threw it away. Underneath, Medhani missed the dunk and then hung on the rim. Anthony Kalo wanted the technical foul, but Cree's 3 is no good. Offensive rebound underneath Damian King, and they're going to get him, I think, for an offensive foul, aren't they? They are. They're going to get him for dipping the shoulder. That may have been a makeup call by Anson Smith, and I say that because I don't have any idea why Medhani was not called for a technical foul there. Looked like what's his name? Eli Stump the other night on the rim. Should have been a technical foul. We went home and talked about it. Remember those bogus technical fouls a couple of years ago they kept hitting Vari Adams with, as Schrader's 3 is no good. Boy, we've seen a lot worse the last 2 games, and nobody's called it as Tyson Perkins lays it in. Makes it 4-2. Miller trying to get down the floor, had his shot partially blocked, punched out of there by Damian King. Ball loose into the hands of Tyson. Right baseline, Cornett. Right wing three, Medhani, no good. Tyson an offensive rebound, and he put it up and in. Boy, there was some good boxing out underneath as Aguila able to punch that off of Medhani. So 6-2 Westerville North. As Schrader shows three, Mark Price runner hits the rim and dropped in. Soft touch for Trayton Schrader. Cuts the deficit to 2. It's 6-4. 4.5 to play in the quarter. McCree a little out of control as he had the basketball in one hand extending, and the guy that was trying to contest was MC Walker. For Walker, it's his first, team first. Obviously, the former Westerville North Warrior was here in school last year, played football for Stanley Jackson, did not play basketball a year ago. This is his third school in 4 years as he started out at Columbus St. Francis de Sales. First one up and in for Elijah McCree, who continues to shoot free throws at a very high clip, but second one is good again. Just to finish that thought on the boxing out, boy, you'll hear coaches talk about it an awful lot. You can't have just three guys box out. To be effective, you got to have everybody putting a butt in the gut, and a couple of those pioneers working hard, and a couple of them not so much, and I think one of them sitting on Anthony Kalo's bench as a result. Aguila missed badly and then spun and lost it. Tony Cornett, watch out at the other end as he rammed it in. Cornett with 4. Biggest lead of the game. It's at a half dozen. 10-4. Under 4 minutes to play. That was a North Star Family Dental Warriors slam dunk underneath Reed Wilson. Tried to go to reverse and lost it. Did not finish. Another outlet. Tyson Perkins. 2 more. And this is getting out of hand in a hurry. And Anthony Kalo senses it. He calls the sheets. Pioneers timeout. 3:37 to play in the quarter. And Westerville North has jumped out of the gate quickly. They lead 12-4 as you watch Tuesday Night Hoops here on the Westerville North Sports Network. Dr. Zach Steffen and the team at Steffen Family Dental in Westerville are proud supporters of Central Ohio High School sports. You and your family will appreciate the convenient hours, even evening hours, and a convenient location at Westerview Drive in Westerville. Visit SteffenFamilyDental.com to learn a lot more. Kyle Haskins with Geico Insurance is tonight's insurance agent of the game, conveniently located Sankis Boulevard in Columbus. Kyle Haskins here to serve you and your family and save you money while providing excellent insurance coverage. They are tonight's insurance agent of the game. Visit geico.com/Columbus-Haskins. So a 30-second timeout by the Pioneer head coach, 41-year-old Anthony Kalo, product of Westerville South High School, 03 grad there. Played on some really good teams and then was an assistant there as Reed Wilson muscled up his first 2. Did not score against Olentangy on Saturday night, only 2 against Upper Arlington in that 25 or 22-point win on Friday night. And the foul here is charged to number 2, Trayton Schrader. For Schrader, it's his first. Second on the team. Trying to get it into Damian King. And a jump ball is going to be called. It'll go to Olentangy Orange. Pioneers typically only play 7, maybe 8. It'll be interesting. There's a couple of guys that are maybes that could get in. Garrett Peterson is one of them. Nolan Taylor is another. It'll be interesting with the pace and the intensity of this pressure if Anthony Calo plays a few extra bodies tonight. Right now, 12-6 is our score. Desmond O'Canny, Nate Roman, the main two that come off of Shan Trusley's bench, are at the table, and they're going to come in, and they're going to come in right now as Tony Cornett just picked up the foul. It's his first and the team's second. Here comes Nate Roman. Here comes Desmond O'Canny as Damian King and Jacob Medhani will sit down. We've touched on it. Desmond O'Canny has been giving him even better minutes of late. Had a career-high 7 in the last couple of weeks. Hit a three-pointer in recent games. And Nate Roman, the first guard off of Shan Trusley's bench, and really the only guard coming off the bench. This is Seal, explosive and athletic, finds Aguila, his three no good, and McCree coming down to grab the rebound. Long outlet to Nate Roman. Did a good job just to catch it, and then he sure did. After he possessed it, he dribbled it again. And Lawrence Walden, who was afraid to give us his last name, he's a good official. He should confidently give us his name. 25 years as the U1 was right on top of it to call the double dribble. Turnover back to Olentangy Orange. Pioneers, the state champs a season ago when they knocked off Reynoldsburg 56-41. Wasn't as close as that. They led by as many as, I think, 25. Ellis Apia picked a good day to have his best day. Career-high 20 points in that game. Little runner, Seal, did a good job of kind of staying under control as O'Canny was trying to draw the player control foul. Just didn't make enough contact. A little hesitation and a nice crossover by Elijah McCree. He's got 4. 14-8, Grant Miller lingering out there. He hit 3 of 3 threes against Olentangy. Puts it on the floor here, but the runner is no good, and it's going to go back to Westerville North. Yeah, Ellis Apia in that state championship game, 20 points, 8 of 10 from the field, and 3 of 4 from three-point range. Underneath, O'Canny double pumped, missed it up close, tip no good by Tony. O'Canny's got it on the floor, tried to get it to Roman, ends up in the hands of Tyson Perkins. McCree shows 3, wide open, and he hits. That's a North Star Family Dental Warriors three-pointer. Defender did a pretty good job coming out with some velocity. McCree sensed it, pump fake, let the defender fly by, and tripled from that left wing. Biggest lead of the game. It's at 9, 17-8. With 1:05 to play in this opening quarter. Schrader has been quiet to this point. Schrader gets the step, fades from 6 feet, no good. Tony the rebound, long outlet to Nate Roman. Roman over to Tony. He walked on that catch, nothing called. Bangs into a defender. Here's McCree, long 3. Backside of the iron, no good. Trayton Schrader at 5'10" is their leading rebounder at 5.7 a game. Underneath, it's Elijah Manley. Manley to Miller, no good. Miller got it again and put it in. So the big fella finally in the books with his first 2. Averages just better than 13 points a game. And he takes the deficit down to 17-10, I should say. Final 7 seconds of the quarter. Top of the key, it's Tyson Perkins. Perkins lobs it underneath to O'Canny. O'Canny got big, had it blocked, and it'll stay here with 1.1 seconds to play. And Lawrence Walden directing traffic, says our net isn't the way it should be. Pat Hunter will use the basketball to fix that. And Tyson Perkins, you would think lob here. Maybe a McCree coming off some action. They lob it underneath to Tony. who got his paws on it but could not possess it. And that's how the first 8 minutes of basketball will end, with Westerville North up 17-10. Up 7, they led by as many as 9 in that quarter. It is Tuesday Night Hoops. It is presented exclusively by our good friends at Krieger Ford. We say thanks to Ryan Krieger and the rest of the team at Krieger Ford on Morse Road, home of the Krieger commitment: best cars, best people, and peace of mind. Oasis City Church is a multicultural, spirit-filled community of believers that currently meets on Eastwind Drive in Westerville at 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. They've also got now a second campus past it coming in tonight, the North Spring campus, that has Sunday service times at 8:30 and 10:30, 425 North Spring Road, right across the street from Heritage Middle School and Westerville North High School. Empirical Sound and Lighting is the official sound and lighting company of the Westerville North Sports Network. They have served Cleveland for 50 years, now in the Columbus area. Audiovisual services for weddings, receptions, ceremonies, and more. Check out empiricalsound.com. And we say thanks to Turbo Wash Car Wash, the longest car wash tunnel in Central Ohio. A Superior Wash and Dry near Top Golf up at IKEA Way. Visit turbowashcarwash.com. McCree, nice two-man game. Damian King, they're going to say count the basket, and he was fouled. Going to charge the foul here to Elijah Manley, who picks up his first, team second. Damian King with his first 2 points, and 3 the old-fashioned way as he puts it in. Warriors a perfect 3 of 3 at the stripe, and a beautiful pocket pass on that two-man game between Elijah McCree and Damian King, and they're going to get a bump here on Nate Roman. For Nate Roman, it's his first, team first here in this second quarter. Olentangy Orange is 111 of 13. Their only 2 blemishes have come against 2 pretty good basketball teams. Newark, number 2 in the state, and Cincinnati Princeton, currently number 4 in the state. Lost that one to Princeton by 23 at the 614 shot clock event on January 17th. Lost to Newark a week later. It's McCree showing the full arsenal. Went to the left hand on the run, and all of a sudden the Pioneers in a very precarious spot. They're down a dozen, 7:10 to play in the first half. Pioneers need to settle down. Grant Miller, top of the key, guarded by Damian King. A couple of Pioneers at the table. Seal tried to penetrate and dish. Punched out of there by McCree. Medhani, the step through, and he put it in. 11 for... Well, that was Medhani that put that in, not McCree. Medhani with his first 2, and Anthony Kalos says we need to talk about it again. He's called a full timeout. 6:50 to play in the half. 24-10 Warriors. It's a Sheets Pioneers timeout. Jason's Deli at Polaris is the official deli of the Westerville North Sports Network. Across from Cinemark Movie Theater on Gemini Place, are the only Jason's Deli in Central Ohio. Stop in and enjoy the Reuben, recently voted the number 1 Reuben sandwich in the world, for a fast casual dining restaurant. Dine and enjoy their full-service salad bar as well. Jason's Deli up near Polaris Parkway. Again, the only Jason's Deli in Central Ohio. Thank you, Mr. Brandon Twyman. Big thank you to Roosters for their support of tonight's broadcast. Enjoy Roosters award-winning wings, pizza, salads, and more. Roosters is a fun, casual joint and a proud supporter of high school sports. Also, say thanks to the Honey Baked Ham Company on Polaris Parkway. Honey Baked Ham on Polaris Parkway. No matter the size of your gathering, they've got options for your table with hams that range from 8 to 11 pounds, smoked or roast turkey breasts that are fully cooked, and 10 heat heat and serve side dishes. Visit honeybakedham.com. 24-10. Schrader off some screen action, picked up his dribble, goes left baseline. Reed Wilson's three, in and out, and McCree a defensive rebound. Warriors looking to push. Little hesitation by McCree, no good. Olentangy short-armed it, missed everything, and Orange the defensive rebound. Reed Wilson finally gets out of there, and is not a travel, by the way. Took a shot, airballed it, and caught his own miss. That's not a walk. It was a legitimate shot attempt. That's why the officials didn't blow the whistle. Top of the key, now to the left wing. MC Walker picked up his dribble and gets it to Trayton Schrader. Senior against senior, working against Nate Roman. Number two against number two. Schrader will play basketball and football at Ohio Dominican next year. Catch and fire and hits a three. 7 for Trayton Schrader, and what? MC Walker a foul about 80 feet away from the basket. MC Walker just picked up his second on the team, as we said. First year at Olentangy Orange. Was an outstanding wide receiver. He'll be a preferred walk-on at Ohio U with football next year. Well, he'll tee back up with Levi Davis. Damian missed one. Damian missed two. And on the third attempt, somebody got him on the arm. Damian King, a big Magic Johnson smile. Can't believe he missed the first two, but he'll get an opportunity to make up for it as Aguila, the guilty party, with the foul. So first on Aguila, third on the team here in the second quarter. Westerville North has opened up a 24-13 advantage, an 11-point advantage. They have led by as many as 12. Big Damian King, only a junior, bends the knees and fires good. They don't do it a ton, but there are series in every game we have done where you'll see Damian King and Desmond Olentangy together. And as I tell you that happens, Desmond Olentangy heading to the bench. But Chantrussley will play those two bigs together. And he does here. 12-point game. Second one for King is no good. Offensive rebound, Tyson Perkins. Medhani over to Tony. Tony into the lane. Scooped it up over Miller. No. And a rebound to Reed Wilson. I'll tell you right now, I can see it on Anthony Kalo's body language at the other end. And what? They're going to call a goaltend here, or are they calling a foul, Coop? Pat Wilson, I think, is gesturing that the basket is good for Reed Wilson. So somebody was in the cylinder, or they slapped the backboard while the ball was on the cylinder. Anthony Kalo is not happy with the rebounding effort right now of his team. Playing zone here, playing what looks like a 1-3-1, and you still got to body up and box out, and they're not going to win this game if they don't start competing a little bit more on the three-pointers. That's a North Star Family Dental Warriors three-pointer by Tony Cornett. Makes it a 13-point game. Biggest lead of the game for Westerville North. Aguila underneath Miller with a North Star Family Dental Pioneer slam dunk. Good action there. Didn't see what they did precisely, as I just saw the effects of it. Grant Miller kind of on a back screen was wide open on that backside. They found him. There was nobody within 6 feet of him as he raised up and rammed it in. 28-17. Aguila working against the younger Cornett, Tyson. Schrader had a decent look on a three, no good, and a defensive rebound and a reach-in foul, or a bump, I should say, on Reed Wilson. So Reed Wilson picks up his first. That's already the fourth on Orange in this second quarter. 3 minutes and 54 seconds in, so the Warriors will shoot free throws on every Olentangy Orange the rest of this second quarter. Tony out there with a screen from younger brother Tyson. Right baseline, it's Tyson Perkins. Back out to Medhani. Had a career-high 20 a couple of weeks ago. Jacob will bring it back out and reset. Now Tyson Cornett setting a screen for him. Back to Tony, back to Tyson, making the Pioneers play a long possession defensively. Orange played a 70-second possession defensively on Saturday night when they were up 2. Olentangy trying to score. It wasn't they were trying to hold the basketball, according to Anthony Kalo. Just couldn't score against his team, and they're going to get a reach and foul here on Trayton Schrader, who just picked up his second. So now things the plot beginning to thicken a little bit. With 3:21 to play in the quarter, down 11, and you're clearly the heart and soul of this basketball team, Trayton Schrader, with 2 fouls. There's a Pioneer at the table. Tyson Perkins to the line for 2. First one is up and in. Warriors now 5 of 6 at the charity stripe, 83%. Tyson Cornett working on a 7-point first half. 6th best on this team, 32 of 46 coming in at the stripe. That's 70%. The second one is good again. So give Tyson Perkins 8 points and the lead back up to 13. Schrader will stay in. I don't think Anthony Kalo has the luxury of even thinking about pulling him with 2 fouls right now. Picks up his dribble, does Manley, and it's a 5-second violation as everybody wearing Cardinal gold in full denial. Ryan Seal back in for Olentangy Orange. 6'2 junior, second-year varsity kid, and we're just 5 a game, back in with 2. Warriors up 13. Final 3 minutes of the opening half. CME Federal Credit Union halftime report coming up as McCree into the lane. His runner no good. Damian King an offensive rebound. He'll bring it back out to Medhani. Medhani looking to shake and bake. Back out to McCree. Is it going to get there? Nearly intercepted by Schrader, but now it's a 5-on-4. Right baseline, it's Tony. One dribble, hoists a 3. A little bit too strong, and a pretty good rebound on that backside by Reed Wilson. So the lead stays at 13 with 2:20 to play in the half. Tuesday Night Hoops presented by Krieger Ford. Left baseline, it's Seal. Tyson got there quickly to take away the 3. And McCree out there checking Schrader. Little pick and roll with Miller. Had a decent look, and by the time Seal realized it and fired, I'm not even sure he was looking at the rim. Underneath, Damian King, count the basket again, and he was fouled. The foul is on Reed Wilson. It's his second. Damian King with points 5 and 6. He'll look for 7 with the 8th free throw of this game for Westerville North. 15-point advantage. Second one, or the free throw, is good. Makes it a 16-point game. Damian King with 7. Warriors now 7 of 8 at the stripe. Yeah, they really got what they wanted at the other end. They got Grant Miller going to the rim on a little pick and roll, pick and dive, whatever you want to call it. They had a shooter Seal on that baseline, and he didn't realize it. By the time he did, it was not a good attempt. There's Grant Miller. You're going to have to pay for that rim if you break it, big fella. That's a North Star Family Dental Pioneer slam dunk. Makes it 33-19. Warriors come up empty. Left side, it's Manley. Manley working his way to the rim. Dropped it off Miller. 2 more. So Grant Miller with 8. Back to a 12-point game. So the Pioneers. Chantrussley touched on it as McCree, a step back 3, and it's a North Star Family Dental Warriors three-pointer, and Shan Trusley is going to call a Sheets 30-second timeout with 1:06 to play in this opening half. The CME Federal Credit Union halftime report is fast approaching. We'll take a look at tonight's Turbo Wash Car Wash halftime stats. We'll look at another Westerville North distinguished alum during the halftime, the CME Federal Credit Union halftime report as well. That timeout is brought to you by Sheets, where you can enjoy what you want, when you want it, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at Sheets. You can order online at Sheets.com, where they are proud to support Central Ohio high school sports here on the Westerville North Sports Network. I want to say thanks to Kate Coven. You know Alexis Coleman is the Westerville Meyer Cake Girl, but did you know she's recently launched her own business? They call it Kate Coven. You can find it on Facebook. Just search Kate Coven or Kate Coven Confections. Boy, if you have an idea for a cake, Alexis Coleman and Kate Coven can make it a reality. And be sure to use that $10 promo code. It's WNBB10 to take $10 off your next order. 36-21 as Schrader's three no good, and we're going to stay here as Grant Miller tried to grab an offensive rebound. And somebody got him from behind, and that somebody was Tyson Perkins. Only the second on the Warriors, only the first on Tyson Perkins. That's not a bad foul, because if Grant Miller gets that rebound, he's probably going to get on the rim again. You've got 5 to give as a player and 5 to give in a quarter. Schrader, long three, his right there. Instinctive is what Shan Trusley said about him. It's a North Star Family Dental Pioneers three-pointer. Instinctive on the gridiron. 23 career interceptions, a school record. And instinctive there. Had space and hit the long three. Medhani to the rim, no good. Offensive rebound, Damian King. Not sure what happened there, but Trayton Schrader on some action there ended up with Damian King, and that is a matchup he is not going to win around the rim. 38-24, final 5 seconds of the half, and a three no good by Grant Miller, and that's how the first 16 minutes of basketball is going to end. Warriors have led by as many as 16. They go into the CME Federal Credit Union halftime report with a 14-point advantage. They put 21 points on the board in that second quarter, and they outscore Olentangy Orange by the score of 21-14. So halftime here at Westerville North, where the Warriors have been pretty darn good at home during this run in recent years. They're 52-4 in this building over the past 4+ seasons, and they've got a commanding 14-point advantage here at the intermission. And it is the CME Federal Credit Union halftime report that is coming up. We'll take a look at the Turbo Wash Car Wash halftime stats. We'll also take a look tonight at some info on a distinguished alum that was in this building the other night with Big Walnut, the Golden Eagles. I'll tell you about another Westerville North alum trying to do that during some or most of our broadcasts all season long. Well, at halftime all season long, we're excited to get to share with you some money-saving tips for you and your family on the CME Federal Credit Union Money Saving Minute. They provide hometown service and financial options designed to help members thrive. They've got 5 locations in Central Ohio, including the one at 428 South State Street in Westerville. Talking about CME Federal Credit Union. And without further ado, we do present to you tonight CME Federal Credit Union Money Saving Minute from here at Westerville North.
Cassie here with the CME Money Saving Minute. Want to stretch your dollars without sitting on the bench? Keep an eye on everyday spending, like coffee, snacks, or streaming, because those small costs add up fast. Setting a budget for extras can free up money for bigger goals, like vacations or college savings. CME Federal Credit Union has tools to make budgeting easy. Learn more at cmefcu.org.
We are all searching for a place to belong, a place to fit in, a place to call home. We long for solid ground that allows us to grow far beyond our dreams, seeking guidance as we navigate life's lessons. Leaning on others' experiences to help unlock our full potential. Desiring authentic relationships, meaningful conversations, people to push us to success. Striving to define our purpose, find our mission, and following God's calling to change the world. We are all searching.
Back here at Westerville North, we're at halftime on Tuesday Night Hoops, presented by Krieger Ford. This is the CME Federal Credit Union halftime report. CME is Central Ohio's #1 credit union, helping members reach their goals with better rates and stronger financial plays. You can learn more at cmefcu.org. Why don't we take a look at tonight's Turbo Wash Car Wash halftime stats? They are brought to you by Turbo Wash Car Wash, where you can enjoy the longest car wash tunnel in Central Ohio for a superior wash and dry. And with a Turbo Wash monthly membership plan, you can wash your car as often as you'd like with no contracts or no hidden fees. It pays for itself in fewer than 2 washes. Turbo Wash Car Wash is cleaner, faster, and better with 4 Central Ohio locations: IKEA Way, across from Top Golf, Easton, Canal, Winchester, and Bethel Road. You can learn more at turbowashcarwash.com. We take a look at individual scoring numbers here at the intermission. We start with Olentangy Orange. Pioneers had 4 different players score in this first half. They get 10 from Trayton Schrader, 8 tonight for Grant Miller, 4 for Reed Wilson, and 2 off the bench for Brian Seal. Olentangy Orange did not attempt a free throw in that first half. For Westerville North, 5 different players score. They get 12 from Elijah McCree to lead the way, 9 for Damian King, who continues to play really good basketball. Tony has 7, Tyson Perkins has 8, and 2 from that 3-man spot for Jacob Medhani. Westerville North, 7 of 8 at the charity stripe for 88%. North led 17-10 at the end of 1. They outscored Pioneers 21-14 in quarter number 2, and it gets us to our halftime score of Westerville North 38 and Olentangy Orange 24. Those are tonight's Turbo Wash Car Wash first half stats. Become a Turbo Wash Prime member and enjoy VIP treatment, including a dedicated VIP lane and license plate recognition. It means no more ugly windshield stickers. It pays for itself in fewer than 2 washes a month. Visit turbowashcarwash.com for membership options or to sign up today. A couple of other numbers that Ricky Cooper tabulating for us tonight with the help of Ben Pack. Shooting numbers, North 47%, 14 of 30. Olentangy Orange 11 of 26 for 42%. North a 20-9 rebounding advantage, 11 of those 20 on the offensive end. So they have out-rebounded Olentangy Orange with 9 total rebounds. Westerville North with 11 offensive rebounds. And the three-point line, which kind of won the Pioneers the state championship. They shot it really well, and Reynoldsburg shot it really bad. Tonight, Westerville North 3 of 7 on threes, 43%. Olentangy Orange really reliant on that three-point line. They are 2 of 11 in the first 16 minutes for only 18%. We promised you a player profile, another update on another distinguished alum, and we go back a few years and tell you about a guy by the name of Sean Stonerook, who is in year 2 as the Big Walnut assistant coach. He was here on Friday night, was part of that 1994 Westerville North state championship team, played 2 years at Ohio State, and his 2 final years at Ohio University, played 14 years in the pros, won 6 Italian championships. It was, I think, Aaron Stump that called him the most decorated American in Italian basketball. He's best friends with Aaron Stump since the 7th and 8th grade, and when that professional career was over, he came home and played golf for 3 years. Kind of got bored with that, so he bought a bakery, bought Schneider's Bakery in downtown Westerville 9 years ago, has done a great job with that. And head coach Aaron Stump told his players recently, so the story with Aaron Stump, because he owned a bakery, is he would bring the Big Walnut team donuts on certain days, maybe Saturday mornings for practice. And one day, Aaron Stump looked at his guys and said, "Do you know who this Sean Stonerook is? Do you know his decorated history?" And so he proceeded to tell his Big Walnut basketball team about this Sean Stonerook and all of his accolades. And at the end of that conversation, that dialogue, it was his son, Eli Stump, who was a junior a year ago when this happened. And he looked at his dad and he said, "Dad, I didn't know any of that." He said, "I thought Sean Stonerook was just the guy that brought us donuts to practice." Well, Sean Stonerook did a lot more than bring donuts to practice. Won a state championship here at Westerville North, played at Ohio U, played at Ohio State, and is the most decorated American basketball player in the history of basketball in the country of Italy. And so tonight we salute 1994 Westerville North graduate, Mr. Sean Stonerook. OCC Capital action tonight. Orange is here at North, Central at Westerville, South Hilliard Darby is at Kilbourne, Dublin Scioto on the road at Canal, Delaware Hayes hosting Waterson, Westland and Big Walnut are off tonight. In the OCC Central, which is what Olentangy Orange is in, a 6-team division, Bradley and Liberty not playing tonight. Orange is here at North, Davidson at Central Crossing, Kaufman is at Gahanna, and Upper Arlington is at Pickerington North. I can tell you, if you're a Westerville North basketball fan, that the district semifinals are going to begin Monday, March 2nd at 7 p.m. Westerville North will have one game in this building before they head to a neutral site, and the fairgrounds is Grant Miller, a little pick and pop. That was well executed. Coming out of the stoppage, exactly what they needed, as it takes it down to an 11-point game, and Grant Miller into double figures with 11. Medhani, and we're going to call this on Reed Wilson, and I think Pat Hunter, I think the gesture is, I think Shan Trussley wanted the free throws, but Pat Hunter says, and I think that's the right call. I think he had blown that whistle before the Warrior had begun the process of shooting the basketball. So it's a common foul. 3, though, on Wilson. Left side, Tyson Perkins, 3 no good. And Schrader, another rebound. Schrader, a little out of control. It sets up Aguila. It wasn't how they drew it up, but Aguila, a North Star Family Dental Pioneers three-pointer. And Pioneer Nation to their feet. It's a 6-0 Orange run. And it has made it a single-digit deficit, 38-30. Just about a minute into this third quarter. Tony stopped by Grant Miller on the first attempt at penetration. Tries again and now dumps it off to Medhani. This is Elijah McCree. Long step back and he put it in. Exactly what do you do with that? It's a North Star Family Dental Warriors three-pointer. 41-30. Medhani nearly took that one away as MC to the rim, no good. Offensive rebound, Manley. MC had it. Tyson's got it. McCree ahead of the pack, and Elijah for two more. 17 for Elijah. Well, it was down to 8, right back up to 13. Westerville North answers the Orange 6-0 run with a 5-0 run of their own. 43-30, under 6 minutes to play in the third. Aguila working against Cornett, and was the size of Tony Cornett that forced that turnover. Some of the Pioneers on the bench wanted a touch there. Wanted the basketball to stay with Orange, but it does not. Olentangy Orange, we'll call it, if you call baseball, basketball, and football the big three, they have won 2 of the last 3 state championships. Football this year, basketball last year, as McCree, no, but he was fouled and will shoot 3, and they're going to charge it to Manley, who just picked up his second. And oh, by the way, you want to know the dominating work of the Olentangy School District? Sandwiched in between those 2 Orange State championships was an Olentangy baseball state title. So the Olentangy School District, again, if we're going to use the term the big three, has won the last 3 Division I state championships in the big sports. It was a 3 that he was fouled on. And so one of the guys substituted out of the game after the first free throw, and you don't do that. You come out, the substitutions come in after free throw number 2, which happens here as McCree hits 2 more. 90+% free throw shooter, and I jinxed him. Tony, an offensive rebound, and Damian King flying to the rim. No, but I think he was fouled and will shoot 2. It was Aguila, and I didn't see what Aguila did, but I saw the effects of it. Anything malicious there? Or Aguila just trying to mix it up? He's our most physical player. According to Anthony Kalo, he's their strongest player, their toughest player. Seal is going to sit down as Reed Wilson is going to come back in. So Wilson back in with 4 points and 3 fouls, and apparently that was just a foul, a common foul, not in the act of shooting. Right side, McCree, his 3 is right there. It's another North Star Family Dental Warriors three-pointer and a turnover to compound things at the other end. We want to say hello to Devin Brown watching tonight's broadcast. State Player of the Year in Division I a year ago. Watching down in the arena that Steph Curry built down at Davidson. Boy, what a fantastic freshman year for Devin Brown. We root for you up here in Central Ohio. Devin, as that one goes out of bounds, and it'll go back to Olentangy Orange. Yeah, so many guys get red-shirted. Boy, Devin Brown has stepped right in down at Davidson. He has started the last 17 games after coming off the bench. The first 6.5 points, 2.9 rebounds. Davidson off to a 14-9 start. And Brown shooting 31% on threes. Or was he fun to watch? Left side, Schrader hit the left side of the rim or the backboard, and Schrader saying that ball was touched, and Pat Hunter agrees. So it'll stay here with Olentangy Orange. On the Devin Brown last year in that Olentangy Orange North game, as they drop it off underneath to Seal, and too many big bodies there. Seal says, let's bring it out and regroup. Trying to back down Damian King, most athletic player on the team. Underneath, Manley spun away from pressure but could not finish. Tip to Miller, little 10-footer, no good. And finally a defensive rebound for the team in Cardinal and gold. Left side, Tyson Perkins hands it off to Manley. Got the step to McCree, and he put it in. 24 points for Elijah McCree. Finished that Devin Brown nugget when North decided to press in the second half of that game last December the 3rd. Well, I thought it was Devin Brown that was the only guy on the Pioneers that really had an answer against their pressure. Anthony Kalo even talked to Shan Trusley after the game and said, I don't know why you guys didn't press for the entire 32 minutes, because every time they did in that second half, it bore fruit. It yielded dividends, and it was the size of Devin Brown that allowed him to pass over some of those double teams, and everybody else looked highly uncomfortable. Pioneers look highly uncomfortable here. North has opened up a 20-point advantage. Tony a little in and out with the right hand, but could not finish. And Grant Miller a defensive rebound. Well, the Pioneers, you don't need me to tell you, they desperately need an 8-0, 10-0, 12-2 run to end this third quarter, to have a chance in the fourth. Schrader lost his footing and came up short. Leaking is Tyson and went to the left hand for two. First two in the second half, 10 in the game, and Shan Trusley with a little bit of emotion on that Westerville North sidelines as the Warriors have taken the advantage to 22. It's 52-30 with 3:03 to play in this third quarter. Quaker Steak and Lube is a proud supporter of Central Ohio High School sports. They are the best place in town for hot wings, cold beverages, and the hottest sports action. 8500 Lyra Drive. We say thanks to Glenn Sports Bar. They are the best place for your sports theme, birthday and graduation parties. It's a private facility for your private party. Visit glensbarn.com. Click on the contact option for more information today. And one final time, we say thanks to Jason's Deli. Whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000 people, the experienced team at Jason's Deli can deliver, providing variety, value, and quality ingredients you can feel good about, and your guests are going to feel good about too. Be sure to check on Jason's Ultimate Salad Bar that you can now take on the road. It's an Ultimate Salad Bar box. It's the best salad bar to go that I have ever seen. For more information or to order online, visit jasonsdeli.com or call Brandon Twyman at 614-785-0431. A big thank you to Jason's Deli on Polaris Parkway. Out of the timeout, 52-30. Manley got Manley and went to the rim, no, but he'll get two. Took it strong right to the chest of a couple of the Warrior defenders, and they're going to get it on Medhani. It's the first on Jacob, and it's only the first on the team here in this third quarter. 52-30, and Manley's first free throw misses everything. Westerville student section going to let Elijah Manley know it. He has been a fantastic three-point shooter, 7 of 14, team best 50%, but he has had all kinds of struggles doing that. 48% at the line, 15 of 31. Medhani, 10-footer, no good. Mixing it up down there, Olentangy. Tony ended up with it, and he spins and hits, and he was fouled. So Tony with his first two of the quarter. 9 points in the game. The foul is charged to Aguila, who picks up his third. And the Warriors running away with this here at Westerville North. Anthony Kalo said, Rick, the only way we do this, as Grant Miller checks out, is we've got to value the basketball. He said there's no scenario where we win this game tonight and don't take care of the basketball. Said, boy, that those turnovers, they're the lifeblood of Westerville North, is how he put it, as Aguila turns and hits a much-needed North Star Family Dental three-pointer. 2 threes for Aguila, half dozen in the game. 22-point game. Roman, his 3, top of the backboard, but it stays in play. Tony, 10-foot turnaround, no good. And another rebound to Olentangy. And Olentangy, no good, and we're going to stay here. Anthony Kalo, just so you know, you can't see it, but we can. He is doing full 360 spins on that orange bench. I don't know how else to say it in disgust of his team's effort on the backboards right now. I mean, Westerville North is punishing Olentangy Orange on the glass. It was plus 11 at halftime. 20-11. It has got even worse here in the third. 13th and 14th free throws of this game for Westerville North. And Tony's first one is no good. So a 22-point game. Aguila, I thought, was leaving. Instead, it's Seal that leaves. So Anthony Kalo, just like he's got the timeouts, you might as well use him. Boy, you're down 22. Aguila, kind of your third scorer in that trio. And we're going to stay here again. And another loose ball foul called by Pat Hunter underneath the basket. And it's going to be on Reed Wilson, who picks up his 4th. And they're now over the limit. So Desmond Olentangy will go to the line. Damian King waits at the table. It'll be interesting whether King comes in after this first free throw or if he's waiting for the shooter, Desmond Olentangy. First one is no good. Desmond Olentangy recently committed to Morehead State University, Division I basketball school. What do they call those now? FCS schools, I think. Used to be a 1AA school. Morehead State University. Changed the name now. What, FCS? Like I said, Olentangy splits a pair, so it's now 56-33, and we get a look here at Olentangy and Damian King throwing dudes around together. Grant Miller over there, and Olentangy just got into a passing lane and knocked it loose. McCree working left side, little shake and bake. Hanley stays right with him. Energetic defensive guy, talking about Manley. Right side to Medhani. Medhani had the best dunk we've called in 2 years, maybe, with that tip dunk at Delaware Hayes last year. And Nate Roman and Damian King not on the same page, and that ball goes out of bounds. So a turnover back to Olentangy Orange. Pioneers find themselves down 23 points. This is the 8th ranked team in Division I in the state. Have won 11 of 13, and their only blemishes would be what smart people call quality losses. 2 losses to 2 teams in the top 4 in Division I in the state. But in big trouble here. Schrader got a little bit of space as Damian King, they praise him for being able to guard 1 through 5, but was a little bit late closing out on Trayton Schrader, who hits the North Star Family Dental Pioneers three-pointer. Medhani spins and puts it in. A spectacular move by Jacob Medhani. Miller just threw it away, but somehow it ended up in the hands of Walker, who put it in. MC with his first 2. McCree, high arcing shot, went halfway down, no good. Damian King, an offensive rebound, went to the left hand, no good. Punched out to McCree. Over to Medhani, splits 2 defenders and drops in 2 more. Boy, what an unselfish play there by Elijah McCree. They punched it out to the best shooter in the state. I don't know if Shan Trustley wants that at the Final Four or the regional finals, but made the extra pass to Medhani as going to try to beat the buzzer here. It would have counted, but a little bit too strong in a hurry out of the hand of Jacob Medhani. Boy, what another impressive quarter for Westerville North. They outscore Olentangy Orange 22-14. We've got basketball fans heading to the exits after 24 minutes as the defending Division I state champs are on the ropes here at Westerville North. It is Tuesday Night Hoops. It is presented exclusively by Krieger Ford. We say thanks to the Rusty Bucket on Polaris Parkway, where the neighborhood eats, drinks, and laughs just east of Cleveland Avenue. Visit myrustybucket.com to learn more. I know Mike Freight, Megan Freight, huge Warrior fans. Megan, a Spanish teacher at Westerville North, probably watching tonight. And on your scoreboard, Fitness 19. It's a family-friendly facility that offers the largest free weight center in Westerville, along with brand new treadmills and professional personal trainers. Fitness 19 is a gym geared for results. Click on the link in the comments section to learn more or to join today. Dr. Zach Steffen and Steffen Family Dental, proud to support Warriors athletics, comprehensive treatment plans, and thorough communication throughout the process, and it leads to outstanding, predictable results. Visit SteffenFamilyDental.com. And one more time, we say thanks to Kyle Haskins and Geico Insurance. They are tonight's insurance agent of the game, here to serve you and your family and save you money. Visit Geico.com/Columbus-Haskins, the only Geico insurance guy in Central Ohio. There's actually two of them. His brother works on the southwest side of the city. 60-38 as we are underway here in this fourth quarter. Westerville North trying to put the final touches on the 200th career win for Shan Trustley in 13 seasons. State Coach of the Year a couple of years ago as they try to go backdoor to Tony Cornett. He converted on that earlier, but this one a little bit out of bounds, or a little bit too strong, and it goes out of bounds. Yeah, Shan Trustley, 2023 Division I State Coach of the Year, fourth head coach in the 51-year history of Westerville North, as Grant Miller stays hot from three. Hit 3 of 3 on Saturday night. Needed all of them against Olentangy, and has shot the long ball well tonight. 19-point game. Skip pass by Tyson, right side Medhani, and it hit the apparatus above, and so it's dead at that point, and it'll go back to Westerville North. Yeah, fourth head coach, or goes back to Olentangy, I beg your pardon. Fourth head coach in the history of the school. Les Randolph, 8 years, 75-83. Dave Hoover, 12 years, 83-95. Kevin Tooman, the longest tenured head coach, 18 years till 95 to 2013, and it has been Shan Trustley in year 13 from 2013 to current, as Trayton Schrader dropped it in. Schrader with 15, and Anthony Kalo going to call a Sheets timeout right now. Why not, right? You're down 17. Boy, this thing gets back up to 20-22 with 4 minutes left. You might as well take the timeouts home with you, but going to try to stop it here and try to dial up something to make this a basketball game in the final 6.5 minutes. He calls a Sheets Pioneers timeout. Oasis City Church is tonight's church of the game. Two locations now in Westerville. The one on Eastwind Drive in Westerville. Sunday services 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. And, of course, the brand-new North Spring Road campus, 425 North Spring Road, across from Heritage Middle School and North High School. Sunday service times there are 8:30 and 10:30. You can learn a lot more at oasiscitychurch.com. We say thanks to Kate Coven, Alexis Coleman, the former Westerville Meyer cake girl. Let's take a look at what this young lady can do with cupcakes and cakes. And be sure to write down that promo code WNBB10. They'll take $10 off your next cupcake, cake order, cookies. She does it all. Visit Cake Coven on Facebook to learn a lot more. 60-43, right side McCree, open and hits again. Boy, North Star Family Dental, we're going to have to charge you double tonight on another North Star Family Dental Warriors three-pointer. Lead right back up to 20. Warriors have led by 24 in this basketball game. Miller right side attacks, but Damian King walls up well near that right block. Hands it off to Schrader. Got space again. No, but he'll get three. Tyson's reaction leads me to believe he doesn't like the call. I know one thing he does like. We saw him on Friday night after the game. He likes Carolina Gold Wings at Roosters. Sat us at the next table from Tyson Perkins and Jacob Medhani. Trayton Schrader, first free throw is no good. These are the only the third, fourth, and fifth free throws in this game for Olentangy Orange. And through three of them, they have not made a shot. Schrader to the line, bends the knees, and hits. And if you watch our coverage regularly, you know the stat I'm about to hit you with because we brought it up in the last two broadcasts. Opponents of Westerville North are shooting 51% at the charity stripe as Schrader hits 2 out of 3. Schrader's an exceptional athlete, so he hits 2 of 3, so we'll give him 67%. But what it says to me is the best basketball players in the city, and they can't make free throws because they're exhausted physically and mentally against this Westerville North pressure. 51% is mind-boggling. Most teams, when you look at the huddle stats, as Tony lost it, most teams have opponents shooting anywhere from 59 to 67%. There's nobody even close that we have seen on a stat sheet this year to 51%, and you attribute all of that to the Westerville North pressure. 18-point game as we near 5 minutes to play. 63-45. Schrader right wing. Miller wants it, but good help there. Tyson was fronting. Tony was backside helping. Aguila now to MC Walker. Walker looking to back down Damian King. Right side Schrader. Off balance three is short. And Damian King another carom for the Warriors. Tyson here working against Elijah Manley. McCree shows three, then one dribble and fires. Pinballed out. Rebound Aguila for Olentangy Orange. 4.5 to play. Clock continues to run. Aguila, good fake. Tony's got to sit down there as Aguila hits his third three-pointer in the second half. One of those spots, you got to stay down, Big Tony. Get those paws up and make them shoot over you. McCree does it again. Elijah McCree is putting on a shooting clinic tonight. He did it against St. Charles in the district final last year. He is doing it tonight. 30 points for Elijah McCree and Anthony Kalo. Another Sheets, or make that Sheehan Tressley calls a Sheets Warriors timeout. 4:05 to play in this game. Lead back up to 18. Earn points with the new My Sheets Rewards program. Why the Sheets not? Earn 5 points for every $1 spent in store. With the My Sheets Rewards loyalty program, you can redeem those points for customized rewards, including discounts on gas. The more points you earn, the faster you climb the ranks. Go from fan to friend, then ultimately freak. Visit Sheets.com for more details. We say thanks again to Quaker Steak and Lube, where you can enjoy all-you-can-eat bone-in wings tonight and every Tuesday night. Visit thelube.com for all of the details. And one final time, we say thanks to Turbo Wash Car Wash, where you can become a Turbo Wash Prime member and enjoy VIP treatment, a dedicated VIP lane, and license plate recognition. No more ugly windshield stickers. 4 Central Ohio locations: IKEA Way from Top Golf, across from Top Golf, Easton near Morse Road, Canal Winchester, and Bethel Road. Turbo Wash is simply cleaner, faster, and better. 66-48. Out of the Chantrusly, Sheets timeout. Trying to spin was Manley. Out right side, Aguila. Would have been his 4-3 of the half. A little too strong, but an offensive rebound. Good take by MC Walker. He'll play football at Ohio U next year. And an outlet to Tyson against Grant Miller, who said, Looking to push here. MC into the lane. Put it up, no good. He should have dumped that one to Aguila. Aguila was wide open on that left baseline, left wing, and you need threes at this point. You're down 18 with under 3.5 to play. Would have been the right play. Back out to McCree. Shows long 3. Into the lane. Dropped it off to King. No good. Damian a tip. No good. Finally, Grant Miller a defensive rebound. Walker back out to Schrader. Exactly 3 minutes to play in this game. Tuesday Night Hoops presented by Krieger Ford. Warriors are going to go to 16-1 as they're going to get a bump here on Tyson Perkins. That's the worst call of the night. 3rd on Tyson. I have no idea why you're making that call at any point, but in an 18-point basketball game, all Tyson did was wall up and say that's as far as you're backing me down. That's what a good defensive player does. 66-48 as they inbound it now to Walker. Walker working against Damian King, and that ball went out of bounds. There's Damian King guarding guards out there. That's one of the things Chantrusly said. He said, one of the principles of this team is typically year in and year out to fight through screens, right? Because you don't want to get in mismatches. Well, that changes a little bit as Damian King just slapped that off of Grant Miller, and the defensive effort of the big fella gets after it again. But when you have a guy that can do that as your 5-man and can come out on pick and rolls and guard guards, and you're not vulnerable, as McCree to the rim, no good. Tony's follow, no. And Reed Wilson just fouled out of this game with 2:26 to play. It changes your approach a little bit. Westerville North, I'm sure there's games coming up against some of the elite that they're going to see as they try to repeat as state champs, that they're going to say, we've got to switch everything. But what I hear when I'm at practice with this team, or I talk to Coach Trustley, or you hear from Coach Pack, is that we're comfortable switching everything because of the athleticism of Damian King, as well as this guy at the stripe. This guy listed as your power forward. He can guard at least 2 through 5. As Noah Hale will check in, Damian King's night is over at the 2:26 mark. Big Noah Hale, 6'2 senior, 4.0 student, National Honor Society. As Tony Cornett puts it in, give him 11. Joked about it the other day on the air. He's going to Ohio State. What did Mom tell us? Biology. But I feel like he added a big word in front of biology. Big word, I don't even know how to say it, let alone what it means. Molecular biology. I don't know what it was, but Noah Hale headed to Ohio State next year as these teams begin to empty their benches in a 19-point game. Left side, it's MC Walker. And out there is Nolan Taylor. Right side, 3, no good, and a rebound to Tony Cornett. Cornett a long outlet to Tyson Perkins. Tyson spins and goes to the rim for 2. Tyson with a dozen. I think Shantrusley calls a Sheets timeout here just for substitution purposes. Gives us a chance one final time to say thanks to Stephan Family Dental. Convenient hours, convenient location, Westerview Drive in Westerville. Visit StephanFamilyDental.com. MC Walker stays in, and this one taken away by Westerville North, but then given right back. And Walker's 6-footer is right there. Only his second field goal. And Anthony Kalo is Sheets timeout to do the exact same thing, just to bring in a sub. It'll give us a chance one final time to say thanks to Empirical Sound and Lighting, offering a variety of rental services, sound and lighting, staging, backline, video projection. Whether your event is big or small, Empirical's got you covered. Check out empiricalsound.com. Thank you, Mike Freight, and the rest of the team at Empirical Sound and Lighting. As Tyson Cornett with his first 2, averages just under 3 a game when he does get an opportunity. So 5 reserves, all 4 of them JV guys. What have they taken? Coop, just 1 loss on the year, the JV. Gonna have to have a talk with Ben Pack. He's got to be better. It's a joke. Right side, 3 for the Pioneers. On the rim, no good. Pretty good box out on that backside. Ball loose. Ends up in the hands of another Pioneer who drops it in. That's big Nolan Taylor. Kind of their one legitimate big off the bench, according to Anthony Kalo. Final half minute of this game. Warriors are going to go to 16-1. Shantrusley, maybe a presentation coming up after this as he wins number 200 as the Warrior head coach. Hale a little bit too strong here. Final 15 of this game. Left side, 3, no good. And again, another rebound into the hands of a Warrior. But an opportunistic Nolan Taylor takes it away. And a 3-ball out of the hand of 14. That's Cato Shelby, who just started dressing with the varsity. He's off the mark. They'll inbound it to Reem Snyder, and he will calmly, coolly, and collectedly dribble out the clock, and it is Westerville North in dominating fashion. They win tonight by the final of 71-52. Olentangy Orange actually wins at 4th stanza by the score of 14-13. I'm looking for Wes Ellifritz out there. I think that they are going to recognize Shantrusley right now for winning his 200th game as the Warrior head coach. We'll see. Coaches out there. I see Wes Ellifritz, and I see the entire team out there. Price Cooper going to put a camera on him. And I think Ron, Mr. Ron, the public address announcer, Shantrusley does not like this kind of stuff. Very unassuming. Probably going to get on Wes Ellifritz tomorrow, but in this moment, we celebrate one of the most humble men in high school sports who has given his life to this athletic program. In 37 years, there's wife Carrie Trusley, wife of 12 years, and boy, he says, let's get in here. Let's get off the floor. This is too much about me, and it's all about the team. But one of the good guys in Central Ohio, 4 league titles, including this year, the Warriors, the outright league champs. Congratulations to the 56-year-old Warrior head coach, his 200th win tonight here at home against Olentangy Orange. Coach Trustley now 200-107 in year 13 as the CEO of Westerville North basketball. What a big win tonight against a team that had won 11 of 13 to get to 12-6 and playing really good basketball. Again, we touched on it in the broadcast. There are only 2 losses in the last month of the year for Olentangy Orange against Cincinnati Princeton, a top 5 or 6 team in the state. Lost that game at the 614 Classic on January 17th, and a week later they lost against Newark in a 6-point game. I have notes somewhere with that. I think it was like 60-54, but outside of that, they have beaten everybody else, and they have beaten them by double digits on most nights. But tonight they ran into the buzzsaw known as Westerville North, and outside of playing 3 days in 3 games in 3 days and running into Lutheran East that had won 2 or 3 state championships in a row, nobody else has had an answer for Westerville North for 32 minutes this year. And tonight, impressive. They win by 19. They led by as many as 24. Coming up, the Romeo's Pizza post-game show. We'll talk to Lawrence Pack, courtesy of Smile Doctors. We will select and talk to tonight's Ohio Christian University Player of the Game, and we'll take a look at tonight's post-game stats as well. But the stat that matters is on your Fitness 19 scoreboard, and it says Westerville North the winner. The Warriors go to 16-1. Olentangy Orange drops to 12-7. The Romeo's Pizza post-game show is coming up next. This is the Westerville North Sports Network.
We are all searching for a place to belong, a place to fit in, a place to call home. We long for solid ground that allows us to grow far beyond our dreams, seeking guidance as we navigate life's lessons. Leaning on others' experiences to help unlock our full potential. Desiring authentic relationships, meaningful conversations, people to push us to success. Striving to define our purpose, find our mission, and following God's calling to change the world. We are all searching.
Anytime you can fire up a little bit of celebration, we call it a good night. We have played it a lot over the last couple of years. Warriors go to 16-1. They have won 20-plus games over the past 3 seasons and look poised and ready to do it again here in 2025-26. They hammer Olentangy Orange tonight. Jumped on them early, jumped on them often. They led 17-10. After one, they go on a 21-14 run in the second quarter. It's a 14 7-point game at halftime. They led by as many as 24 points in the third quarter, and they win tonight by 19, 71-52. North to 16-1. Olentangy Orange to 12-7. Pioneers will have to regroup quickly. They go to Hilliard Bradley on Friday night. They're a game behind the Jags in the OCC Central standings, so a chance to possibly earn a share of that OCC Central title. I know Bradley has another game after Olentangy Orange. Brett Norris was here again tonight. He was here when we saw Groveport and Orange, right? And Bradley was that Friday when Olentangy Orange beat him by 19. But I think Bradley's got Kaufman, I think, the final game of the year in the league. And Kaufman is third in that division right now at 5-3. So we won't know with 100% certainty who's going to win the Central on Friday night, I think, unless Bradley wins it. If Bradley wins, they'll be cutting down the nets at home on Friday night. So really a couple of big days of practice for Olentangy Orange as they try to regroup and get back on the winning ways. Want to say thanks to Fitness 19. You see them on your scoreboard. You see them much of the year on that scoreboard. They share it with Empirical Sound and Lighting, now offering 24-hour member access so you can work out on your own time. Start your month-to-month membership today for only $10 down. You can click on the link in the comments section to learn more or to join now. Fitness 19 is a proud supporter of Westerville North High School sports. Want to say thanks to North Star Family Dental. They sponsored every three-pointer and slam dunk tonight, and I think they got their money's worth. There were plenty of both of those. North Star Family Dental, Polaris Parkway in Westerville, Graphics Way in Lewis Center. So locations convenient to both of these schools. Visit NorthstarFamilyDental.com to learn more. And one final time, we say thanks to Kyle Haskins. He is tonight's insurance agent of the game, conveniently located on Sankis Boulevard in Columbus. Kyle Haskins and Geico Insurance are here to serve you and your family and save you money while providing excellent insurance coverage. Remember, Kyle Haskins and Geico Insurance, they are a family-owned small business and tonight's insurance agent of the game. Well, we finally get a chance to take you to the Romeo's Pizza post-game show. And again, Lawrence Pack going to come talk basketball with us, courtesy of Smile Doctors in just a moment. And we're going to talk to the guy tonight that put another 30 on the board at 32 against St. Ignatius on 8 of 16 shooting, if that gives you any hint who's coming up. But we'll talk to tonight's Ohio Christian University player of the game. Romeo's Pizza is the official pizza of Westerville North Sports Network, and they're giving you a great deal through the state championship. $7 off your order at $30 or more. The only rule is you have to do it online. Use promo code ONL7. Open tonight till 9. Fridays and Saturdays open till 11. And our ask to you is, to support the businesses that help us get these games on the air. That's our ask to you. So even if you can get a pizza this weekend or tonight, get it at Romeo's Pizza. First of all, it's the best pizza in town. That's why we partner with them. Love that sweet sauce, but they're the ones that help us underwrite the cost to be able to have the Westerville North Sports Network. And if you don't eat pizza, you don't eat wings, you don't eat salad, maybe pop in one night. Give them a phone call and tell them thank you for supporting Westerville North Athletics. Same thing with businesses like Krieger Ford, North Star Family Dental. You can help our cause an awful lot by just letting them know that you heard them on the Westerville North Sports Network. Well, while we wait on Lawrence Pack, let's take a look at tonight's final stats in this game. Again, the final score, if you're just joining us, Westerville North, the winner, 71-52. We start with the visitors from Olentangy Olentangy Orange, and Pioneers ended up having 7 different guys score in this game. Trayton Schrader had 10 in the first half, finished with 17 tonight to lead the Pioneers. They get 14 from Grant Miller, 8 in the first, 6 in the second. They were the 2 Pioneers in double digits, 9 from Xavier Aguila, who hit 3 threes in that second half. They get 4 tonight from MC Walker, 4 tonight from Reed Wilson before he fouled out at the 2:26 mark of the fourth quarter. 2 tonight for Brian Seal, 2 late for Nolan Taylor, and if I didn't say it already, MC Walker had 4 late in that game as well. Pioneers did not attempt a free throw in the first half. They hit 2 of 5 in the second half tonight for 40%. For Westerville North, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 7 different guys that scored tonight. Elijah McCree with 30 points tonight to lead the Warriors. He was one of 3 guys to finish in double digits. Tyson Perkins added a dozen. Tony Cornett added 11. They get 9 from Damian King. Boy, what a model of consistency Damian King has become for this basketball team, and he's doing everything. He's defending, he's rebounding, he's setting screens, he's hitting jump shots, he's finishing around the rim. Boy, first-year starter and an outstanding defensive end. Second team in the league last year, first team in the league this year when he led Stanley Jackson's bunch with 67 tackles. He gave them good minutes tonight. They get a half dozen from Medhani, and Westerville North, we've got them 12 of 18 at the charity stripe tonight for 67%. That's about the only thing that didn't go well after a 7 of 8 first half for Westerville North. They went 5 of 10 in the final 16 minutes of basketball to finish at 67%. And if you're watching North basketball for the first time, that's not a bad, that's an average high school free throw percentage for a team. But with Coach Trusley, the goal is 75%. They're below that right now as a team, but getting better. But tonight, a little bit below that number, and not a big deal in a 19-point win. But I bet you if we ask Lawrence Pack tonight, he might say, well, on a night when it's not a 19-point win, that might come back and be a factor. Get a chance to talk to the Warrior assistant coach, Lawrence Pack, who appears courtesy of Smile Doctors in Westerville. Big thank you to Dr. Chuck Reed and the rest of the team at Smile Doctors in Westerville. They provide great orthodontic care that's built on trust, experience, and outcomes. I like good outcomes when I go to the orthodontist or the dentist. You can schedule a free consultation. Affordable and zero-interest installment plans are available. Most insurance plans are accepted. Get personalized care that'll make you smile happy. Smile Doctors in Westerville is proud to support Warriors athletics. They're proud to support Central Ohio high school sports. Call them at 392-5610 or visit smiledoctors.com to schedule today. They're another one. Maybe you don't have any orthodontic needs right now, but when you're picking up a Romeo's Pizza one time this week, pop in and tell them thank you for helping us get these broadcasts on the air. 5749 Maxtown Road in Westerville, and they're the exclusive sponsor of our interviews with Lawrence Pack and Shan Trusley all season long. Coop, I'm missing the other stat sheet that's got all the team totals on it, sir. Am I looking at it now? Maybe right here. I think I am. So, boy, Ben Pack, this guy's valuable. He doesn't just win JV games, gives us lots of good nuggets, and boy, coach, the turnovers. I don't know if that number, can that number be right?
No.
Coop, can you come over here, please?
Well, it might be. I don't know.
12 turnovers for Olentangy Orange for the entire game. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. That's a Ben Pack. We can blame both of our kids. I can blame Ricky for reading it wrong, or
no.
Ben.
No. We let it. We didn't trap them a whole lot. Okay. So that 12 might be. I mean, they're solid. They're an experienced team. They know what they're doing. You know, they're really good, and they come in and they won like 11 straight. They're going to take care of it, and Schrader's a really good ball handler, and he did a good job. And so that 12 doesn't surprise me, because we didn't get after him as much as we usually do, because we didn't want to let them get loose a little bit, because they can knock down threes. We just want to keep them front, play solid, and then limit their shots and get the ball, and we go.
Well, you limit them to 32 on threes, 41 from the field. So those are winning numbers, aren't they?
Yeah, those are good numbers. I mean, I know they made 8. They made a lot, but they took 25 of them. But 13 to 26, so they were 50% from twos. They're like I said, they're a good team. Miller around the basket's tough, and he got it going a little bit. And Schrader doesn't need a whole lot of space to make his shots. But again, we can say all that, and it's another 19-point win, right?
Exactly. He reminds me, Schrader, of what Hatfield could mean to Big Walnut. Newark, Quackenbush had a guy 6-7 years ago. You've been around. Cade Bafford he did everything. Could rebound, defend, number one all time in charges. They're just fearless kind of guys that bring I could just hear Coach Kalo this week talking to him, like they bring poise to a team, don't they?
Right.
I mean,
they do.
Just valuable.
Yeah, and he's the lone returner off that back-to-back really good 3 years in a row of a run for them, and the state champs last year. And it's no surprise that he's a great player. He's got poise. He's calm. Nothing really rattles him. He's been in big games. So yeah, he's their quarterback, and ODU's getting a good one.
Yeah, and I'm going to ask. I think I asked you this a couple games ago. So you talked to a buddy tonight late. You only forced 12 turnovers. I think, boy, you must have lost. You win by 19. How do you describe how you did it tonight in a Reader's Digest version? What was the difference?
We were able to basically limit their shots. I know they shot 50% around the rim, we only forced 12 turnovers, but we also we made them uncomfortable on the offensive end.
Yeah.
We made them run their stuff, and we did a good job of prolonging possessions, and we made them pay when we got the ball on the other end. We got it out, and we went well. I mean, by the numbers, it looks like we were 19 of 44 from twos, so we got it out. We missed a lot early around the rim. I think we had like 6 or 7 layups that we missed in the first half, that then in the second half we didn't miss those.
Yeah. This number here, I think if we brought Anthony Kalo up and put a headset, just his body language, he was doing Olympic figure skating 360s. He was so frustrated with the defensive rebounding tonight. You were in the first half, I think it was 11 rebounds they had. You had 11 offensive rebounds. Tonight, they finished with 19. We have 19. I think punished them on the boards tonight, which obviously helps on a night when you don't have your best night shooting the basketball.
Right. I thought we did a really good job on the boards on both ends. We doubled them in rebounds, 37-19. We have 19 offensive rebounds, so they're 19 rebounds. That's huge. We were getting a lot of second chance points, and when you look at the fact that we won by 19, that number doesn't surprise me, because we got a lot of our misses we got back, and sometimes had 2 and 3 looks at it. That's why we had so many misses inside, I think, because they are long, and they're scrappy, and they make it hard to finish around the rim. And so, that's a great job on the boards. We've been emphasizing that, and I think Tony did a good job tonight hitting the boards, especially on the offensive end, and on the defensive end. I don't know how he ended up with, but I thought he had a good rebounding night.
How encouraging is that number to you? And I ask that, I think about Big Walnut. You told us the stats, you got pounded on the boards the first meeting. You did the pounding on Friday night, and they were bigger, weren't they? I mean, they had Scholl underneath. They got Pollock underneath. Tonight, the team that had the 6'8" kid with an offer to Ohio U just went minus 18. We're going to see some teams that are bigger tournament time. How encouraging is this to you and Shan and the rest of the staff?
It's really encouraging. I think we're doing a good job of team rebounding. We're not just relying on one guy. And really, Damien and Des are doing a great job of keeping their bigs off the glass. Like the other night, we kept Pollock off the glass. Tonight, we kept Miller off the glass, but with Damien and Dez, and allowed our other guys to come get it. And I think that's what it's going to take when we play teams that are bigger. I mean, you're not going to get too many stronger guys than Damien and Dez, and they'll be able to hold their guy off and box them out, and everybody else can get to the boards.
That's what I saw tonight with the tape. We'll see. I saw Orange at spots with 2 or 3 guys boxing out, but then they couldn't get that 4th and 5th guy, and it was guys like Tyson that were coming in. And we've talked about this. I would much rather deal with a guy personally like you or Ricky than to try to box out a guy like Tyson Perkins. He is a nightmare to deal with. So, before I ask you about McCree tonight, I want to ask you the guy we brought up the other night. Damien, another 9.8 rebound, a steal, a block, an assist, and coach a couple of times where you guys aren't doing a whole lot of switching, and he continues to show that he can guard 1 through 5? I mean, pretty much. 2 through 5?
Yeah, he doesn't have to do it for a long, long time. But, the one time we got him switched off on Schrader in the first half, he did a good job of staying up and contesting and keeping him and making him drive and walling him off and making him giving it up. He's got good feet, He's a D1 defensive lineman for DN for a reason. He's got good feet. He does a good job. So it allows us to be able to switch those, to be able to continue to do the things that we want to do defensively. And he's been playing really well lately, and he's been a monster inside. I know he gets frustrated with himself. He'd probably say it again where he didn't really get those layups in the first half. You can see it, but then he gets going.
Yeah, we got like 3 more tries at it, and eventually he's at the line with a big smile on his face. Kilbourne Friday night. I'm just taking a peek. I know coaches have to be peeking a little bit. They're a team you could see them in the District 5 round 1. I mean, they're obviously somebody you want to send a message to Friday night. Take us through the Wolves, and will you give us a nugget on that Pickerington Central team that seems like they're on a little bit of a roll right now?
Yeah, we'll look at Pick Central on Sunday. We got Kilbourne next. It's the coach thing. And our schedule doesn't get any easier. Kilbourne plays well, and they play hard, and Coach Lewis has them competing every night, and they got some size and some physicality, and they got some guards who can do some things. So, we'll start working on them tomorrow and getting ready for them, and we'll start working on Pick Central Sunday, Monday to get ready for them next Tuesday. They're a really good team, and they're in the top 8, I think, right now in Division I in Central Ohio, and they've been playing well, and they got some guards who can do some things. So it'll be a really good game over there next Tuesday night. I'm pretty sure they're probably looking forward to it.
Yeah. Can I ask you this as we wrap up? I think we talked about this before. The schedule to end this year, I don't know tell me if this is too strong, exponentially tougher than the schedule to end last year.
No, I just feel like I would agree with that, yeah.
And how valuable, I know there's some games here, and I'll say it, you don't have to do anything. There's games here you could play bad and still win. But no matter what, I'm looking at some games here that are like tonight, like Big Walnut the other night, like Ignatius, and now a Pick Central, a Lima Senior in your Final 5. I just want you to get big picture. How valuable can that be? I don't think how could that help you?
No, I think it'll help us. Last year we had an easy stretch down the end after we beat Big Walnut at their place, which would have been, last Friday night a year ago.
Yep.
We didn't really have that team on our schedule that really challenged us a lot. You got to come out and play every night because anybody can get you. And Kilbourne's beat some teams, Scioto's beat some teams, and we got to come out ready to play. But yeah, when you look at the Pick Centrals, the Lima Seniors, Olentangy Liberties, teams that have been there, been through it, done it. And I know everybody's probably got February 21st circled on their calendar for when we go up to the northwest side of the state. But we got too many games for them. We just got to focus on one at a time.
The thing that is interesting about that game, it is the second to last game of the year, and it's a team that I just think it's interesting that both programs said, let's play this, and boy, it could be, I guess it would still be a month later, whatever it would be, 3 weeks later, you could see them again, but it's not a game you had to play. You you chose to play it at an interesting spot.
And they'll be here next year, and they're going to play here next year over Christmas break.
Okay.
So it'll be a little earlier in the season. But no, it's you want those games. The kids look forward to those games.
Yeah.
I mean, the kids play those kids on the AAU circuit all the time, and they get up for those games, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, as much as you enjoy winning, last year when we came down the stretch and we're winning by 40 and 50 points, once the tournament got here, the kids locked in and turned that on because they knew what their goal was.
Yeah.
But now, this year, with the way the schedule's played out, the kids have had to lock in a little earlier, I think, and they want to achieve certain things, and they know what they have to do every night to go out and do that. And you still have to compete.
Yeah. Shan told us one of his keys or quotes this year, we learned how to win in whatever. I mean, he's put a winning program, but just in tight, tough spots, and you hope games like this help that to continue. What's something this week in practice, the next couple of days, that's a point of emphasis that, boy, we're happy with the way things are going, but we want to be a little happier with these couple of areas?
Yeah, we got to work on our high ball screen coverage. We talked about that in the locker room. Teams pass film around, and they see what teams do to us and different things. So there's some nuggets that we can take away from games, no matter what the score is. We're like, we got to get better at this, because we know going down the stretch and coming up in the tournament, teams are going to there's a lot of good coaches, and they're going to try to do what they can. So we got to we need to scout ourselves a little bit, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to scout ourselves a little bit, watch film on ourselves, and see what we need to work on here, and focus on that as we come down and try to get better at the things we're not really good at right now. Where we're not solid at right now.
Excellent, solid. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So last time you got to deal with us, you get 5 of them without Rick Cooper.
What?
But we are coming back. What do we got? Monday, March 2nd, and
see what happens.
Let's see what happens. Yeah. But
so I don't get to see you again till the tournament.
Get to. I like that. Sometimes I feel like it's got to, but
I don't have to deal with you till the tournament.
That's right. So, anyway, love talking hoops with you.
Yep.
Congrats on another win, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Got 200 tonight.
He did. Yeah.
Yeah. This is year 13, and 65% win percentage. You couldn't ask to coach for a better guy. You know, he and I have been together for now 29 years. Of my 31, he was here my first year here. We've been together, and he's an awesome guy, awesome coach. He's a player's coach. He's a coach's coach. You know, he gets on you when you need to get on you, and he jokes around with you and picks you up, and he allows, we've talked about this before with our coaching staff, with Lamont and myself and my son and Jalen. I mean, we've got a lot of great guys on that staff, and Shan just lets us be who we are, and he'll deflect everything and say
he did not like this tonight.
He does not like any attention, but no, he deserves it, and we've had great teams over the years, and that helps. You can be the best coach in the world, but if you don't have the kids to do it,
you can only do so much.
But.
Yeah. Now you got me started. I was just getting ready to wrap up.
We got to get Elijah up here so we can go home.
Yeah, I mean, just as unassuming as they come, and his whole story, 37 years at his alma mater, unheard of. And in an era where we want everything now, I'm not saying he was waiting, but 24 years kind of before he got that opportunity. Yeah. Coach, it's quite a story.
And I'll say, I mean, there's a gym across town, and he deservedly so. His name's on the court. I think by the time we're done here, I don't know, there should be probably another name on the court, in my opinion.
Okay.
We've had some great coaches here. Coach Hoover, Coach Randolph, Coach Tooman, and then now Coach Trusley. There's only been 4 in the history of the school, and they're all great. And Shan coached under 2 of them, Coach Hoover and Coach Tooman, and I coached under Coach Tooman and Coach Trusley, and they're all great guys, and you want to coach for all of them, and it's just a great place to be.
It was cool to see those 4 together, that photo on Friday night, and they were all here. One thing, can we end with this promise, unless you go down a different curve here? One thing I've noticed I feel like it's happening more lately, and it just kind of is the personality of Shan Trusley. He's so positive. I know that you got to be tough and correct, and I know he does that, but the way he does it is different than a lot of coaches.
Yes.
One of the things I've noticed, timeouts after positive plays. That it allows you to. I had a college coach friend that did that, and usually what do most coaches do after another team hits a couple of threes? You call the timeout and yell at them. I'm not in that huddle, but I got a hunch that it allows him to coach the way that he's wired to coach. We made a positive play. We're still going to correct you.
Right.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. And we've had plenty of timeouts after teams have been on a little run, and he's still positive. He's like, hey, come on, let's get back to what we know how to do. And he's ripped them before. We've all ripped them before. Yeah. And there's been times over the years, we haven't had a lot of those times the last couple of years, but there's been times over the years where we've had to call timeout and rip people, and he does when he needs to, but he's also really positive. And sometimes he, like you said, after a positive play, get a timeout. Sometimes it's just to make an adjustment because they hurt us on something. We get a score. Let's call timeout so we can correct it because they're coming right back.
Yeah, I think you'll hear people smarter than us, me say, boy, kids listen more. Boy, when you make a positive play, it's still a time to I don't know. You teach and maybe they're listening a little better, but I like it. I know you got to call him when there's bad stuff, but he's done it. It seems like more of late and maybe this year. Anyway,
been a lot of positives.
Yeah, it is. So, get out of here.
Get this guy up
Get
here.
him up here. We'll talk to you soon. So, Lawrence Pack staying late, talking basketball, and he does so courtesy of Smile Doctors in Westerville. Choose Dr. Reed with Smile Doctors because great orthodontic care is built on trust, experience, and outcomes. Schedule a free consultation, affordable and zero-interest installment plans. Most insurance plans are accepted. You can get personalized care that'll make you smile happy. Smile Doctors in Westerville is proud to support Central Ohio high school sports. Visit smiledoctors.com to schedule today. Coop, why don't we tell them a little bit more about Ohio Christian? We'll get our player of the game up here and talk basketball and wrap it up coming up next.
We are all searching for a place to belong, a place to fit in, a place to call home. We long for solid ground that allows us to grow far beyond our dreams, seeking guidance as we navigate life's lessons. Leaning on others' experiences to help unlock our full potential. Desiring authentic relationships, meaningful conversations, people to push us to success. Striving to define our purpose, find our mission, and following God's calling to change the world. We are all searching.
Westerville North, it is a final tonight. The Warriors a winner, 71-52, and Olentangy Orange, the 8th-ranked team in the state, but they ran into a pretty good basketball team that stays hot. The Warriors win for the 11th straight time, and really holding, making it difficult to play at home as well. Now I'm looking at my cheat sheet, 53-4 in this building, and Elijah McCree gracious enough to stay late and talk basketball with us. And Elijah, now you have officially, let's start with this, avenged both of the losses on the card from a year ago. I wondered what that would mean to you guys. I talked to Damian on Friday, and I got the impression we kind of liked what we did to Ignatius, and we'd like to do it to Orange coming up on Tuesday. How important was that to Elijah McCree to get one tonight against these guys?
It was very important. I mean, before the season even started, we looked at the schedule and seen the two teams on there that we lost to, so we knew we had to get them back.
What allowed you to get them back tonight? What do you see without looking at tape? What were keys tonight?
I feel like we stayed getting at it. Honestly, we played the way we always do, and our coach went over scouting and practice, and we knew we had to get done.
You pounded him. You didn't necessarily shoot it well. You only turned him over 12 times, which I thought was a mistake when we saw it. But I guess talking to Coach Pack, it was more of a we don't want to gamble and let guys get open threes. So you kind of sat down and held them to 41% from the field and 32% on threes. What were keys defensively tonight? What were things you guys saw on tape that you wanted to take away?
We knew who the shooters were, and we knew that when they get hot on the three-point line, that's when they're at their best. So Coach told us to limit that.
How would you evaluate the two guys, are Schrader and Aguila, their two main three-point weapons? Again, without the benefit of looking at tape, how do you think you did on those two guys tonight?
I think we did pretty good on Aguila for sure. Trayton got it going a little bit in Miller, but we just got to just keep working at that and just he was just a good shooter tonight.
Yeah, well, Aguila got most of his, like you say, at the end. He ended up with 3 threes and 9, and Schrader had to work for his tonight as well. What was going well for you tonight? Another 30-point night. I don't want to ever act like those are normal, but you've been on a roll lately. 10 of 17 tonight, 6 of 10 on threes. Obviously, I know you've got some pretty good teammates that know how to use you. What else was key tonight for you?
I mean, honestly, just letting it come to me, not forcing. So when you're off the ball, they kind of forget about you. So, and just waiting for my teammates to look for me, because I know they trust and believe that I'm going to make the shot. So when it's open, I'm going to shoot it.
The other thing, you've done this a lot lately, and I don't even know if you can comment on it, but I love how when you're good like you, they're going to surge at you, and you sell it well. Guys fly by and end up with a couple of threes. You end up getting 3-6 points just doing that, right? I mean, comment. I don't even know how you comment, but it's, guys never surged at me because I couldn't shoot, but you sense that, and it allows you to get a couple extra good looks. Am I crazy?
Nah, you're right for sure. I mean, I think I had a pump fake and then the three down there. I got a couple free throws off a three-point shot, so it definitely helps.
How many do you get? I think you're good at it, and I think your team is. You always hear about offensive rebounds, and how many times tonight there was a ball punched out to somebody, and it got you guys on a break, it got you a three-pointer, but obviously you got to have you got to be able to rebound or get steals, but you got to have intelligent guys underneath that are looking, and then you got to have smart dudes on the perimeter that relocate. But it seems like you're pretty effective. This whole team is that, am I right with that?
Yeah, I think you're correct. We got guys down there like Jacob, Damian, Tony, and even Tyson. They always fight for the offensive rebound and don't give up on the play. So
yeah, and they find you out there just waiting to step in and step up and hit a three. So let me ask you about a couple of your teammates. I want to, because we don't need. I want your Damian King, what he is doing right now. I think he's one of those guys that, as you're splashing 30, Tony's doing all, Tyson. So this is a guy that just continues to hold the fort, rebounds, defends, hit shots. How much better has he gotten, and how valuable is Damian King to this team right now?
He's gotten a lot better. He got very, very strong, and he does the dirty work that the guards and everybody else doesn't. So he doesn't get enough credit sometimes, but trust me, he's a big impact for the team.
Yeah, I would not want to practice against him. I would like to be on another end of the floor. He's he's what I love about him too. He's guarding guards, isn't he? Like when you guys are you trying to switch or trying to fight through screens at all anymore? Or is it, man, we got guys like Damian that can guards, so we're just going to switch everything? What do you do? Like tonight, what was your approach with that?
I mean, we do switch some ball screens, but usually when it's a big man, you don't want to. But with Dame, there's some times where you don't have a problem with it. Once he gets on him, we're not worried that he's going to get blown by.
So you're still trying to fight through screens a little bit?
Yeah, it just depends on the team.
Okay, but there's not a panic when you can't get through because you know this guy typically can guard most of the guards.
Yeah, not at all, unless it's in practice.
Okay, got it. I want to ask you about Tony, too. He's been averaging about 20 over the last 5 or 6 games, and tonight he only has, I say only, has 11 tonight, but he's been a kind of a model of consistency in some really big games. I think it started with that Aiken game when you guys dug a big hole, and Tony was a big key getting out of it.
For sure. Tony, I mean, he's one of those guys where if nobody's going, he's gonna be there to pick it up for sure. And everybody on our team any given night can do that. So he's just one of those guys who's staying consistent and just doing what he has to do.
Yeah. What do you enjoy most about this team right now? Obviously, it's different than last year. Your role is different, but what when all is said and done, what do you like most about playing with this group of guys right now?
I feel like it's our bond, honestly. We have fun out there, and we all have the same goals, so that's when we play together and just play our best basketball.
All right, take me through real quick. I know we got to get out of here. It's only 9:20. It feels like it's 11. What's the final 5 games of the year? I know we got to take it one game at a time, but we can talk a little bit. I mean, we got a couple, the Pick Central game next Tuesday. You got a top 5 matchup against the Lima senior team. I know you're thinking about that one already, but what do you talk about the final 5 and maybe some things that, boy, we really want to make sure we're at our best and really do well in the final 5.
I mean, obviously all 5 games, but I feel like Saturday versus Lima Senior, we got to handle business. That's a big matchup, and we're just ready to finish the season strong before we get into tournament play.
Anything in particular that you're like, man, we're really trying to do this a little bit better?
I mean, we just got to come off to a good start. I feel like once we come off to a good start, like you seen versus Ignatius, that's when we get off to a good start like that, we can't be stopped.
Yeah, teams kind of just throwing the towel a little bit too. I was going to ask you one other question. These 5, Lima Senior, there was something I wanted to ask about that stretch, but yeah, anyway, it'll be a nice. Oh, I was going to ask, last year you guys kind of didn't have very many Lima Seniors and Pick Centrals down the stretch. Coach even said tonight, he was like, yeah, we beat Big Walnut that second meeting, and you kind of could have just coasted. How valuable are these games potentially going to be for a team to continue to play at a high level come tournament time?
I feel like those are 2 very big games, and when we get into tournament play later down in that stretch, I feel like we're going to have to be used to those type of environments and used to that type of game, because, I mean, when it comes down to it, fourth quarter, we got to be able to know how to handle those situations, so that's going to help.
That's well said, and both of those are on the road, so you're going to face a hostile crowd probably at both of them, especially, I think, up at Lima Senior. They're going to be pretty excited for a shot at the reigning state champs. So, well, you knocked off the reigning Division I state champs tonight, and if people weren't talking about Warrior Athletics before, they are now. So let me end with this, Elijah. 200th win tonight for Coach Trustley, a guy this is his alma mater, year 37. Tell me the favorite part of playing for Coach Trustley, and then I'm going to ask a part B. He's not only a great coach, he's got a great staff. These are good dudes that love basketball, love you guys, just that whole group as a whole. What do you like the most?
Starting with Coach Truss, my best memory in him, or just best quality, I feel like he gives everybody their credit and doesn't really take all the glory, and he's just a good coach, and as much as he seems serious on the floor, he makes us laugh a lot, and he's a good person too, not just coach.
All right, and the other guys
and the rest of the staff, I feel like they feed off of our energy, and they just keep us motivated. Honestly, they're always, obviously coaches yell, they want us to be good at our best, but they're good people also. They're always cracking jokes jokes with us and just making us have fun as we're playing basketball.
Yeah, so be tough, be hard, correct, but make it fun too.
Yeah.
So, all right, anything you got on the recruiting front? You told me off the air, Marietta's still interested, Otterbein has shown interest, and Capital was here tonight looking at some guys.
That's about it for real.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, that's plenty. So, I'll keep up the good work. Anytime you score 30, the only bad thing is you got to come up and talk to us. But we love it, and man, we'll be rooting for you the rest of the way, and let's do it again. So, all right, thanks, Elijah.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Elijah McCree staying late and talking basketball with us tonight. He appears courtesy of Ohio Christian University. Seniors, maybe you're ready to plant your roots and begin your next season of life. At Ohio Christian, you'll be known as a scholar with purposeful academics, known as a leader equipped to influence, known as a friend in a Christ-centered community. At OCU, your growth is more than academic. It's spiritual, personal, and powerful. Like an oak of righteousness, you'll grow deep, stand tall, and live out God's calling with confidence. You can apply now at ohiochristian.edu/apply and start your journey at Ohio Christian University this fall. Be known, be rooted, and be ready. Ricky Cooper at Ohio Christian University. Well, what's coming up for these teams here on the Romeo's Pizza post-game show? Olentangy Orange is at Bradley on Friday night. Monday, President's Day, a home game against Walnut Ridge with a special start time of 7 p.m. And Friday, February 20th, they finish up their regular season against Olentangy Liberty. If you're a Pioneer fan, the Division I District Semis will begin on Tuesday, March 3rd at 7 p.m. The higher seed will host, and district finals. There'll be 6 district winners here in Central Ohio, and all of them will play that district championship game on Saturday, March 7th. Those games will begin at the fairgrounds at 10 a.m. For Westerville North, they're at Kilbourne on Friday, at Pick Central next Tuesday, home against Dublin Scioto. Friday the 20th, those are all 7:30 games. Saturday the 21st, a matinee, 3 p.m. at Lima Senior, and they finish up the regular season on Tuesday, February 24th at 7:30 with a home game against Olentangy Liberty. The district semis for Westerville North begin Monday, March 2nd at 7 p.m. District final games are all on Thursday, March the 5th. 2 of them will be at the Ohio Expo Center, 6 p.m. and 8:15, and 2 of them will be played at Mount Vernon Naz at 6 p.m. and 8:15 as well. We've talked to Shan Trustley as the number 1 team in Division II. They'll get a chance to put their name on any slot on that Division II bracket that they'd like, and he has told us that they will be staying in the bracket, the spot where they play a Division II district championship at the fairgrounds as opposed to Big Walnut. So that puts a wrap on the Romeo's Pizza post-game show. Romeo's Pizza, 5733 Maxtown Road in Westerville. Open Sunday through Thursday till 9, Fridays and Saturdays till 11. They are a proud supporter of Westerville North Athletics. Call them at 895-5555 or visit romeospizza.com. I want to say thanks to the coaches in this game, Shan Trustley and Lawrence Pack from North, Anthony Kalo, one of the good guys in high school sports. Boy, I tell you, they don't get much better than the character and passion of Anthony Kalo, and a friend that we have done ministry together. Just have a tremendous amount of respect for what Anthony Kalo does, but more importantly for who he does it for. Thanks to North Athletic Director Wes Ellifritz, Orange AD Andre Nash, and thanks to the guys that helped bring it to you tonight, our on-site producer Ricky Cooper and our cameraman Price Cooper. Thanks to all of our sponsors, and in particular tonight's official game sponsor, talking about Mark Havanek and State Street Advisors. They are the official financial advisor sponsor of the Westerville North Sports Network. They are conveniently located at 647 Park Meadow Road in Westerville. Mark Kavanik and State Street Advisors, ready to equip you with a comprehensive evaluation of your current financial state to assist you in planning for your future. State Street Advisors will help guide you in formulating a series of achievable steps that'll help you reach your objectives. Call them at 895-2584 or visit statestreetadvisors.com to learn more. State Street Advisors, wealth creation, preservation, and transfer. Well, you can order a permanent digital download of tonight's broadcast. All the details on how you can do that are on screen. It obviously helps us to have the resources to continue to do what we do. Again, we are done for the regular season. We'll be back with you on March the 1st as we get underway with a district semifinal. Warriors will need to win 6 in the 2026 postseason to repeat as the Division II state champions. For Shan Trustley, Lawrence Pack, Elijah McCree, Ricky Cooper, Price Cooper, and our entire Westerville North Sports Network broadcast team, my name is Rick Cooper, saying so long from an empty Westerville North High School, where tonight the Warriors, a big winner by the final of 71-52. Congratulations to Warrior head coach Shan Trustley, who wins number 200 as the Westerville North head coach. We'll talk to you in a couple of weeks. Until then, thanks so much for watching. Have a good night, everybody.